Not a huge fan of being on his back, is he? Now you could put the docket in there and prop him under, prop it up at an angle. See if that'll make him happier. It's like, I've been on my side for 9 months, Dad. I won't be on my back anymore.
Get him to play with the toys.
Mm-hmm.
Play with that
Aren't we
stuff.
all? We're always trying to get our kids to play with our toys.
Want to reach out?
Are we live yet?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I always love people see the shenanigans when we're getting set up.
They've been watching.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All kinds of shit. You didn't even know they were there.
Somebody want to get the door?
Is he here?
That door.
Oh.
There are a lot of scrambled brains today, man. It's going to be fun.
Scramble. I was just running.
Nah, you were
Well,
taking
wait.
a nap. It's okay.
No.
Okay.
I took a nap.
Dude, you ate more than just one.
No, I said I left you one.
I know.
I never said just one. I said I left you at least one.
Rude.
Hello, dude.
I should get my dogs.
Do what with them? Do what with them? No. Oh my god, I started watching Jackass Forever today.
Mm-hmm.
Watching a bunch of old men do like
Stuff and get hurt really bad. Yeah.
Is it the same cast?
mostly, except for the guy who
Burned himself to death.
Bam didn't come back for this, and then the other guy, yeah, the
ones that grew a brain and realized this is going to get
No.
me killed.
Bam was the one that got killed in the car.
No.
Bam were
Megara.
yeah.
Mm.
His buddy didn't come back for the movie, so probably because he didn't want to be paralyzed for life.
You know, I didn't know that my character's alopecia would play such an integral part in the latest news
the cultural
the
stigma
cultural
that is
milieu
entertainment.
of entertainment. Yeah.
What did I miss?
Yeah, what did I miss?
The Oscars. That was the
Was
whole
that the
premise
rebel-
of why Chris Rock got smacked.
Oh, right.
Oh.
His character
the-
has that condition.
You know, I don't know why he said alopecia, and I thought it was because he was all, like pale and stuff.
That's what
not
I was
hairless.
thinking. That's literally what I thought too.
Alopenis. I mean alopecia.
Alopecia. That's my
Okay.
sister's name.
Today is 4/4.
It is 4/4. Oh.
It's 4422.
I wrote it out so I didn't notice that.
4 times 4 times 4 is 16.
Times 2 is.
32.
Minus 10 is 22.
Oh my god.
Conspiracy.
It's the end of the world.
Oh, you don't like conspiracies. They're
Clearly not.
Put my phone on.
Oh, buddy.
Okay, everybody, we have to be.
No, you don't even have to do that.
Actually, make it a quiet voice for him.
Yeah.
He doesn't like
I'm not.
absolute quiet.
I'm not.
Oh, why is the Lady of Death at our table, Mom?
Hi, sweetheart.
Oh, look at that
It's like there's a
face.
witch trying to touch me. I don't know if I want to. I want to cry harder.
He's like looking at me like, oh my god.
What are my parents subjecting me to? Like, so you don't know what you're doing to your kids until like they're 20 or 22. It's like
She just told me okay.
it's like. Why do you take heroin? Because of the witches. What? Mommy? Literally, how do you even remember?
She wasn't a real witch, dear. She was a pseudo witch.
It's... Oh.
I'm gonna plug my phone in.
Can we do one?
Oh, no.
Can we bring the cord over?
That's what I forgot as a cord. Oh.
I think I hear someone knocking. I'll be right back.
Okay.
It's probably Merce.
The yippin' dogs. Yippin' dogs.
The babies.
Oh, the pre-game night shenanigans that we go through.
Shenanigans. I invoke the power of shenanigans.
I disinvoke.
I invoke it, therefore.
Reinvoke.
All shenanigans shall
Invoke.
commence
Disinvoke.
if you are going to negate shenanigans.
What?
You-
Oh my god, I binge watched Last Kingdom the other night.
Uh-huh.
So good. The ending, I mean, it was like the ending of like a 6-year D&D campaign, man.
Right.
Just made my heart cry. Thinking about all that he went through and what it took for him to finally get his home back. It was
Sounds
so
like the Count of
bizarre.
Monte Cristo.
Yeah, like I'm
Book.
still
I don't know about the
reading.
movie.
I'm still reading the books, so I don't watch that until I get done reading the books.
Yeah.
Like I'm still
I
reading-
trained
I'm still
myself
reading the
to
books, so
be
I
able
don't
to
watch that
understand
until I get done.
audiobooks so I
Yeah.
could get more in contact faster because I'm not the fastest reader, but I also had a hard time.
Oh, I
hearing
haven't read a book,
audiobooks,
and
so
I do nothing but books on tape because
anytime
anytime I'm driving, I'll put a book on tape.
Yeah, I had to teach myself to comprehend what I was listening to,
I do nothing but.
so I get that.
So the dog's bed or the baby bed?
I got a dog bed like that was really squishy, so
There
my
comes
niece and
the,
nephew could lay on it. But it was like just like a pillow, just a big flat pillow.
look at your son's face.
Just slobber on her
Yep.
arm and
Rolls
stuff.
down
and
my
all.
arm.
Baby drool's like glue. Really is like glue.
Yeah. I've got no teeth to hold it in.
That's where his great grandmother Sweet Pea and him have a lot in common.
She ain't got no teeth either.
It's like, get that dog.
Better breath smells like the gates of
Zombie
hell.
dog. Lich
Because
dog.
the
Yeah.
teeth decay. Yeah.
Lich dog with skin and her little head popped out there. Zia, don't you pee on anything.
Lay down, buddy. Lay down.
Oh my god, my pay to play table today was like oohing and eyeing when I had him on my lap.
Yeah.
Up to the point where he wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
Kind of like the storm clouds forming right now. Bubbles, drool.
Bubble,
pools.
bubble.
Well, happy Monday, everybody. Pike's Promise. We are here. We took Sunday off. Check out.
Oh, we went to Idlewild. It was
Just
so
as I
much
take my
fun.
glasses off, you're going to show it to me. Gotcha.
With your probe in its brain.
Oh, that's cool. All right, I get it.
That's pretty cool. So grody. Cool, man. So cool. So, hey, welcome back, everybody. We took Sunday off to get some of the house cleaning, I guess you call it, out of the way. We will be back here tomorrow afternoon with Titan's Revival. That's Enigma's game. Although, pretty sure there's
2 weeks.
2 weeks left, right?
No, yeah, he's like taking a break.
Oh, so he's off this week and next week?
Mhm.
And then you guys on your mid-season break?
That's what I believe, unless I got the wrong information. That's what I.
So you have 2 weeks off. So Titan's Revival is off this Tuesday and next Tuesday. Sounds like they'll be back in 3 weeks. Tomorrow night, Denizens and their Masters, as we find out if they can pull off the most bizarrely failed ambush attempt that has to succeed. That should be interesting. Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be here for some creation sessions. Friday we are off. We are dark on Friday, as I'm going to go and spend the day with my older kids. Well, evening. Saturday I am off as well, so there will be nothing planned for Saturday, and we'll be back Sunday night for Debtor's Gambit, or Sunday afternoon for Debtor's Gambit. Other than that, everybody good? We ready for our recap?
Yes.
We went.
So, team initially taking some time in the Red Cup Inn and Tavern, gambling, celebrating the finish of of a long season on the frontier. Getting introduced to Aaron, the task keeper of the caravan, and realizing now you have a 2 to 3 week journey ahead of you to make your way back to Vasselheim and renegotiate next season's contracts with the Azure Hammer. And your first stop off is a town called Shehelm. And as you stopped off there, you'd learned, after the first encounter you had with the Winter Wolves, that the town of Luca was experiencing some potential issues as well, and it was asked if you would possibly go investigate and find out what was going on. The entire population being in hiding, it appeared that they were being swarmed by a massive pack of these werewolves, led by a monstrous-sized alpha male that seemed to be leading the pack. After the town was successfully defended, the creature slain, a little bit of investigation harvested, found that the similar insect creature that you found in the previous wolf, while in this wolf was of rather larger proportion compared to the one that you had
It couldn't
previously.
pull itself out.
Huh?
It couldn't pull itself out of the brain.
Yeah, it was like permanently fused and integrated into the brain of the creature. I believe it was still probed by the magical wand of Jerry.
I believe you guys squished it and then probed it.
I
Yeah.
stabbed it and then probed, and
Yeah.
probed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I stabbed
and,
it, and then he stabbed it with his probe.
and then had
I
a
should also draw a
vision
knife in there.
of a large hive
Strong
mind
invisible, I'm
of
sorry.
creatures, as well as learned of a group of mages. Did you learn what guild they were from? I couldn't remember.
Mage of the Golden Raven.
That's right. The
What you said?
Guild of the Golden Raven had made some inquiries in regards to a mysterious cavern that was recently discovered in an abandoned mining section outside the area of Luca, either in the hills nearby or the nearby mountains. But the team successfully escorted the surviving populace to is it Heathbow?
Shahid?
Shahi?
Sheheath, thank you. Escorting the survivors to Sheheath, where they linked back up with the caravan, took their long rest after discussing some possible motives and things going on. And we have woken up, and we are on day 3, I believe, of the travels.
I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah.
And we're on day 3 of our travels. Morning.
Don't forget all the rest of the
Oh, I said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brain.
The surviving, that would be the surviving populace that you safely escorted to Shade. But we've awoken on day 3. The weather is overcast, chilly, but spring-like, winter-like weather. All the carts have been hooked up. They're in the process of being lined up on the main road that will lead us deep into the
Get our barger ready.
eastern portion of the route into Othanzia.
New wood.
Yes. I believe you guys had already done that though.
Yeah. We had.
You had fashioned it to the top of the cart,
Uh-huh.
and where we left off, the cart had lurched forward as you say goodbye to Sheheath, and you're on the road.
And he was stripping it of all of the.
Yeah, remember the gums were falling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you were,
Carving it up.
yeah, gross.
And the meat off of it.
And in 2 days, you're expected to approach another large-sized town called Gawick.
I can't write that down.
That's right, you're not left-handed, are you?
I'm right like an 8-year-old with my left hand.
It's a slight. It's right hand, left hand. It's all the same.
5th grade on the right hand, 8th grade on the left hand.
Gawick. Gawick.
Gawic,
I see. Okay.
the local town of Gawick.
And what is their trade?
Somebody bumped that camera again. Yeah.
It's not me this time.
No. Actually, it might have just been sometimes when the power gets funky on this one, thing gets a little flubbed.
Just lucky, I guess.
Is that our son that squealed?
No, that's Sweetie.
Oh, that was Sweet Pea that squealed.
He's just going.
You say it so well. So,
I hear it a lot.
day 3, your Vardo. Well, I kind of feel like I should make you guys do a check for how well you put this thing together.
She used her vines.
Yeah, it's fastened by the vines. His kind of use of his wand, as we call it, to kind of clean it up. Somebody give me an intimidation roll as a base.
I'm not charismatic.
I'll give the intimidation roll.
Okay.
People find me creepy, but I'm 13.
So 14. I
14.
think.
Yeah.
Intimidation. Yeah, 14.
You guys definitely get stares and craned people looking over their shoulders, kind of taking in this incredibly unique appearing thing on the Vardo.
We're gonna get there and they're gonna say, "Just keep the wax."
Thank you. I don't know what I'll do with it after travel. I'm sure we'll find a use for it. Maybe I'll try to bring the dead wood back to life.
Jason, do you want the dragon table of CJ's?
Yeah, if
It
they're
may
not,
not fit in her room.
yeah, if it doesn't fit in her room, absolutely.
We can keep it in a safe place here.
Well,
In the, I mean, if they ever want it back. If she ever wants it
well, no, I was gonna possibly put it behind your spot,
back. Okay. I like that.
or maybe even replace that corner table with it.
You'd lose table space.
No,
Because it's smaller.
yeah, but I only need it to hold the. I can move the cameras and stuff over here. I just need it to hold the ship. That'd look cool.
Dragon table with the ship on
Oh,
it.
Oh, dude, it's
It's
bitchin'.
amazing.
It's like,
It's a dragon that's about this tall holding a piece of glass.
yeah,
That's the table.
and its hands are out like this.
I think
So
I
the glass is
saw
in front
that
of it.
table.
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday.
Yes.
That is a really cool one.
So I
saw
walked
without
into the
camera
house and I
front.
was like, okay, I'm gonna steal that.
See, what you do is like for an opening before like you go around and you do like these quick
Rams
like
and CJ are
these scans. You go like you go over your figures. You kind of scan and go over the
Sorry.
table, and then it's like then you play.
Who'd you say his move? CJ and who?
CJ and Grandma.
Oh, wow. So does that mean Larry and your mom are gonna be there now?
Mom might be staying at the house.
Yeah? Means Larry can finish pulling the rest of that house apart. And
Well,
Get it
we
ready.
still have
What?
Yeah.
Well, there's the garage and the yard, but he could start on the interior of the house while, you know, the rest of that goes on. So,
That's probably what I'll be working on with them tomorrow.
yeah. I'll be building a dog run tomorrow.
I appreciate you. Okay, so intimidation. I got a 14.
Yep. So people are craning their necks and staring at this unique sight, both with smiles and looks of concern. If you could imagine a deadpan, creepy Jerry going like this, as this two of you on there, and this skull fashioned to the front of the Bardo, just people are just like.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
People hurry away so quickly when you speak. They just
Come back. I wish to learn your ways.
more people run. The weather's better. It's improved. Still overcast. That typical, gray springish weather. But it's not raining. It's not too cold, but it's cold. It's cold enough where you can see the breath coming out of your mouth. But It's the start of day 3. It's mid-morning, early morning. Took a little while. You guys took a little longer to get up after a kind of,
Long night.
yeah, it was an interesting night.
Only 4 hours of sleep.
For you, yeah.
Oh, it means 8.
You guys
You can
can
sleep in
feel
the
the
barn.
trundling of the
I can sleep in the
wagon underneath you as it's every now and then running. So for the first half of the day, who'd like to drive the Vardo?
I guess I'm driving the Vardo.
Animal handling, please, as you do that.
18
18.
plus 3.
Yep, 21 will do it. The majority of the morning, you're keeping the reins, keeping the horses in tow.
Oh.
I would say you drive well enough that you're somewhere in the middle of the 50 wagon caravan.
All right.
Everybody go ahead and give me perception checks.
We've had a long rest.
Yes, everyone's had a long ride.
What's that say? So 15 or
16.
16?
9.
I got an 18.
18.
What am I doing?
Perception.
Perception.
I love how much my dice rolls make sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, you know, I don't see very far.
16.
16. There's the Willa seems very intent on focusing on keeping this Vardo from breaking down.
Somebody is. I think it's helped.
Things get a little shaky. More vines are growing around
You
the
can't
shaky
help
bits.
but notice that every now and then you pass by the occasional wolf form being hung and pelted on the side of the road. Almost like their cohesion has been disrupted and whatever was going on with them, they've fallen prey and victim more to the local hunters and those trying to keep their threat organized and keep the threat of whatever these things, what stirred them. So every now and then you can see where a group of hunters have kind of like gathered together to hang the forms.
wolves
They're in
become
the
extinct.
process of pelting them, and
We
You
have
know.
wolf pelts that we have, you know.
and there's a general air that maybe these things have abated a bit. Maybe these things aren't being as aggressive as they were since you left the Devil's Grin and started your journey back to Vasselheim. But maybe some good has come of it. Every now and then, you can see the local Azure guards making their way up and down the caravan. For the most part, if you do see caravan traffic, it's 1 or 2 wagons joining the Azure Hammer from different regards, like coming off of lesser trails or lesser routes to join as the caravan's beginning to grow a little bit. The further it goes east, and as other outposts and completed contracts of the Azure Hammer begin to join this particular caravan, it's a little bit more robust. A lot more people are beginning to show up. A lot more, and through the course of the 3rd day, mid-morning gives way to afternoon. Afternoon gives way to mid-afternoon. Not much is happening. What are you guys doing?
I'm driving the Vardo.
I'm keeping an eye out for more attacks.
Such creativity.
Oh, fine. I'm attempting to grow things on the Vardo. I'm trying to bring the dead wood back to life.
Fair enough. Give me a
Oh.
nature check.
Don't make the Bardo alive.
That's a 1.
I mean,
A 1?
yeah.
That's a 1.
If you break the Bardo,
I'm imagining Jerry always talks like this.
going to walk from now on.
That is something I'm going to slowly try to do. I'm going to see if I can bring dead wood back to life.
Don't make the Bardo sentient.
It doesn't even need horses.
It's
Its wheels just.
And every now and then it's
people
like-
really freak out.
It's like Herbie the Love Bug.
And we mount the skull on the front where the horses used to be. And
An undead Bardo.
that, the undead
capture a couple
Bardo
capture a couple fireflies, stick in.
in the eyes. Yeah,
You
firefly
do-
nest in the eyes.
Not a very good job of trying to bring the wood back to life. In fact, all you do is you kind of attract some termites into one of the planks of wood, and you watch as they settle in and nest into it.
Okay. I think I have something for that. Not yet.
Yeah, it's called Terminax.
Not yet. It's something that I want to get.
Fire.
But day 3 goes along pretty well. Somebody roll me a d20.
You haven't
Because we
rolled
are
yet.
officially on the road.
18.
Ooh, nice. The weather finally breaks by the end of day 3's mid-afternoon time period. You watch as the gray skies give way to blue skies. The last of the overcast begins to fade by late afternoon. And you can see that the caravan is beginning to find spaces off to the side of the road to camp overnight. Once again, as you don't expect to be at Galwick until the next evening. You guys want to camp or keep going? It's up to you.
I want to get to the front of the line again.
Okay. Use this opportunity
Mhm.
to kind of get as close to the front of the wagon train as you can.
Mhm.
I'll say that you guys are now in one of the lead camp sections that are beginning to form up as it's getting dark. It's getting late.
Mhm.
The Vardo's pulled off to the side of the road. Give me survival checks really quick.
Let's hope this one's better than my initial. Oh, that's another natural.
14.
+3.
Yeah, natural ones and natural 20s mean
Epic
something different
fail.
though.
Yeah.
16.
Finisher.
16.
16. There's been recent snowfall here, probably within the last day or so. You find an area along an edge of a tree line, just enough space for you and a few of the other wagons to kind of make a forward camp. Do you just bubble butt?
Mhm.
Spot bubbles.
That kid fills up. It fills up.
Good job.
Sorry.
Has a very concerned look on his face too.
What did you do? What did you do?
Nice
Find a space
smile.
to
You made poppies, huh? You made poopies, huh?
Probably. I'm just
The
hoping to
favorite.
leak through.
But finally, someone with hair like me. His
You got
proceeding
hair. Come
forehead.
on, I got hair. I need some dippity doo. Anyway, okay.
So you guys go through the normal routine of setting up camp and utilizing either the Vardo, set up tents, or however you want to set up camp. You can hear the busy sounds of the evening caravan setting into position.
Keep an eye out for that guy that tried to get me last time in the room.
No idea who you're talking about.
Oh, do you want me
Yeah.
to tell you the guy's name? Okay, let me go back to
As
my
we
notes.
all go back to our
He
notes.
wasn't a minotaur. He was a
He was,
not a bugbear.
No,
he was just a
normal guy.
hat. Yeah, it was just. Oh my god.
You're thinking of
Oh.
Goliath.
I'm thinking about the Goliath. You're talking about the one that you were.
Did you ever
tweeting.
tell him
Help
about
her.
the Goliath?
No.
I don't think you did. Because you didn't
I
really
didn't-
connect the two. It never
didn't
occurred
connect
to you.
them,
Yeah.
no.
Pelcor.
Because that's out of character knowledge.
Give me perception, Jerry, as you look around.
All right, let me tell you what the guy's name is.
It just said that.
Oh, Paracord Gambler.
Pelcor.
Yeah. Yeah, give me a perception check. Would you look about? All that-
19.
19. From this camped position and looking at the other camps and watching as the occasional Azure guard lingers by for a moment, because you guys are now at the front, so they come up and turn and go back. The amount of people you've seen come and go in this area, no sign of them.
Maybe he was a local.
Hey Jerry, you want to spar?
I'm gonna make dinner.
No.
Okay.
No, that's dangerous.
It's
But
just
you can
sparring,
become
not fighting.
stronger. Isn't that
There's
what
like, that's
people
dangerous too. People think I can fight.
I'll mentally spar with you.
do? Mentally spar?
Yes.
How does this work? Do you use swords?
No.
I bring my sword.
I'll use a mind spike. You'll bleed out of your nose and you'll have a headache. There's no way to stop it.
Then how is it a spar, Jerry?
Exactly.
You guys can spell food cooking.
That's why I
as
declined to spar with you.
Jade's just looking at your creepy conversation like.
Jade. Jerry won't spar with me.
You should be used to that by now.
I know. I keep asking. I thought that's what people did.
I'm pretty sure that's the definition of crazy.
I know a bargain. I will
buy.
spar with you if afterwards I can take a genetic sample from you with my probe. I mean,
Does he want to cut your finger off or something?
I'm not
with
sure.
my wand.
What's a probe, Jerry?
My wand.
Why did you call it a probe, Jerry?
Its
He
name's
wants I'm pretty
probe.
sure he wants to
His
hump you.
name is
I
Proby.
named my wand Proby.
Jerry, I
Yes.
think it's important that I let you know that I'm not a what's the hominid? It doesn't work that way.
Oh no, it
Well, we've
will
seen him
work.
hump bushes.
It'll work. For instance, that knot hole in your arm.
Oh, a knot hole. I just heard naughty hole. A naughty hole in your
Oh, the
arm.
naughty hole.
Yeah.
Put it in your naughty hole.
Wait.
Yeah, earmuffs for the kid.
He didn't like that.
Oh no, you want to hear everything, Mama. No. I want to hear everything. I'm playing D&D.
All right, roll the dice. Natty 20!
Did he?
What did he win?
That's
He wins a
not-
character sheet and a full set of plate
arrow
mail.
sign. You
Yeah,
got
which
an
is a
arrow
20.
sign.
It's not the one.
Rolls better than you.
What's the one?
One.
Is the 101?
Oh yeah, that's Kraken. It's one of the Kraken dice.
No, and I thought you'd have two different like marks, one for 1 and one for 20, so you can go whatever one hits. That's a 20. Same thing. That's a 20.
No.
Um,
I have a couple set of dice like that.
I don't think so. I will go find someone else to spar with.
all right.
I don't think it's the Kraken dice. I think it's the Witcher dice.
Mm. The Alpha and the Omega.
I'm going to go see if anybody's willing to spar today because it's not raining as much.
Yeah, I mean it's actually a pretty nice evening at this point. You could actually see the stars for once. It's not overcast. It's a full moon, so it's
Try to
bright.
Get your toes.
Oh, good. Werewolves.
Maybe.
Where's the wolves?
You know,
Asleep and
he's
fast.
already got some horrible shit for us to do, so give me any ideas.
So are you wandering trying to find a sparring partner at this
Yeah.
point? Okay. Go ahead and give me investigation as you kind of wander to some of the other camps.
16. Close.
You
2.
get your toes?
One of the off-duty Azure guards kind of like sees you come over. Yeah, I'll spar with you.
You are gracious. Thank you, sir. I'm always trying to
sure.
improve my technique.
Yeah,
This-
your technique.
my sword grows out and I just shield.
Give me intimidation rolls. You like go to.
That's a 19 plus 0.
He just kind of looks at you.
With
Yeah,
the
he
flower
just
eyeball?
looks at you and goes, "What's that, Captain? You need me for tonight?" Yep, I'm on it. Sorry, I gotta work.
But no, but sparring, I need to get better.
Yeah, you're doing great. You look great. You're great. And the guard just
Do
kind
you
of
have
turns
any
and
friends?
disappears into the crowd.
I'm gonna continue looking.
I want to eat them.
Meanwhile, the two of you are back at camp. You have,
I'm eating.
you prepped a meal and you're currently eating a meal.
Eating wolf.
Yeah.
Two of you sit down to eat.
Mhm.
You can hear the night air kind of settle in.
I want to go around and find someone to
Yeah,
spar with.
you spend the whole evening with your like
I'm feeding them.
self-formed like shielded sword trying to convince anybody to spar with you. I'll say eventually you track down Aaron and he's like on his break, like having a meal before he does his nighttime routine. And the two of you can spend an hour sparring.
Cool. I give him a good berry.
Yeah, yeah.
I feed Ivory some of the raw.
Ivory's pretty much like eats some of the meat, leaps up over the Vardo bench and curls up on the Vardo bench, just kind of keeping her ears up while appearing to be asleep.
Hopefully that meat doesn't give her bugs.
If she starts acting funny,
I'm not there.
Anything you want to do this night, Jerry, before you guys settle in for your long rest? Because being part of the caravan means that you usually have guards up all night. So, because this time you're not way off by yourself, you're actually with the caravan this time.
I'll check on my specimen of that insect I have. Make sure it's all still secured and everything.
Yeah, you pull the ceramic jar out and see through. Give a perception check as you kind of examine it briefly.
22.
22. It's very much still alive, hasn't gotten any bigger. Whenever you like kind of hold it up and look at it, mandibles pinch at the sides of the containment, and you can see just like serrated kind of like fangs on the interior of its mandibles, and it's creepy looking.
Like it could burrow into something.
Yeah, like it looks like it's. Well, give me a medicine check as you give me medicine with advantage because
The
you
glass is still
roll
fine,
pretty
right?
well. What's that?
The glass is still fine. Like it's
Mhm.
not breaking.
Yeah.
I'm so scared that thing's gonna
A
escape.
nat 20
I put
for
it
a
glass and
24.
glass and glass.
A nat 20
Give it
for
a
a
couple
24.
things that it has.
24. This thing
I missed one.
feels designed. Like there's not much about it natural. It doesn't seem that you need to feed it. It doesn't seem like it really needs to aspirate air all that much.
Does
because
it
you haven't.
seem extraterrestrial?
One of your DNA coded files would have recognized that a form of this has been on a different alpha style planet,
Okay.
but that one never had a hive mind mentality. This one you already have linked as part of a potential hive mind. That's unique. So there's always variations of this type of insect that you come across from time to time. The most common variation is the one that kind of implants its eggs in you and use you as like a parasitical or like hibernation
Host.
unit as a host.
Right.
But for the most part, this one's only ever truly felt unique to you in the sense that you could, when you probed the larger specimen, you were linked out to the thousands of the creatures within a hive mind existence. It's on this thing. That's unique for you.
I'm very intrigued.
And you would have noticed him experimenting with this thing while at the fireplace
I don't
or
want
at
to
the
get anywhere near it.
campfire.
I want to stab it.
And you're in front of a fire,
You
so I don't want to go.
Do you have any obstructions or anything into your ear canal? Just asking. Keep that all cleaned out and properly functioning.
I'm imagining at this point you're sleeping with a dagger under your pillow.
Giant corks in your ears.
Tabaxi. Giant corks in my ears.
So
I feel like the spirit ear flaps.
Eventually, Willow, you wander back into camp. You guys settle in for the night. Wake up the next morning. Sound. Camp coming together again. Wagons packing. Horses being hitched up. Breakfast is being made and eaten as we begin day 4. Somebody go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
That's 1 again.
Oh, jeez.
That's 3 natural ones already. Just so if anybody
Yeah.
knows.
Dice.
No. It's for
One
a
is
reason.
never-
I don't know what the
one
reason
never
is.
Good. It's probably dragon.
So,
Tell her not to use that dice.
No. This is a special die. I got it before I played Dungeons and Dragons before. It's a very special dice.
oh, it's special, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it.
As the wagons all make their way onto the road, horses are hitched, breakfast is consumed, and day 4 begins. An unusual heavy storm front just suddenly blows into this part of the road valley.
Man, I'm going into the Bardo.
Yeah, you kind of dip into it. You would probably want to get inside the Vardo too, because the wind is swirling. It's almost like a blizzard style condition, the snow, and suddenly the temperature like drops 20 degrees. It just plummets.
Can I roast and stuff inside of the Bardo? I don't know, keep the flesh beings from getting chilled.
Certainly try.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to describe it as?
So, I basically kind of want to insulate it with, more like softer leaved things.
You could do that, or you could drive the Vardo. Can't do both.
Can I do that and then drive the Vardo?
I'll put you at the very back of the caravan.
We're in the very front right now.
Right now, it's going to take time to do that.
Do you guys want me to try and insulate the Vardo?
Let's get out of this.
Okay,
Keep going.
then I guess I'm driving the Vardo.
Animal handling, please.
That's 2. Yeah,
We're at the back of Bardo.
that's 5. Yeah, that's 5.
The road conditions have.
It's a stormy night. It's a stormy. It's a stormy day. That die makes sense. Think about it.
No.
It is storming right now. That dice makes sense.
As the blizzard has washed snow drifts onto the road, at some point about early afternoon, Aaron is warning the caravan to find shelter. And at this point, the caravan comes to a complete halt. All the different groups begin to get off the main road and begin to kind of like circle up and find areas to camp off the side of the road, as the storm has basically brought travel to a halt. 3 of you are inside the Vardo. You can hear the wind whipping outside. Give me perception checks.
That would be another 9 for perception.
Okay. Will Wheaton is in full force.
It's storming outside. I'm not going to see much.
So 15.
15.
Also blindsight, I guess.
8.
8.
Wow.
With all the rain and stuff, it's really confusing my blindsight.
What's the neighbor?
My mom's here.
So, Jerry, well, these two are dealing with the Vardo. And you're kind of helping batten some of the tarpaulins and canvases down. And you kind of quickly run outside and and you get the horses tethered and into cover. Just kind of doing a cursory camp this time. As the wind is blowing. And you hear...
What is a dragon? Look at that.
I hide.
Like quickly hide behind a tree. Give me stealth with advantage because of the blizzard conditions.
14.
14. You're kind of like clinging to the tree where the horses are kind of in shelter. And then you notice it for the first time. The Vargo kind of shakes a bit. Some snow kind of falls off of it. And then because of the swirl of the blizzard, there's just a very distinct outline walking maybe about 100 feet in the blizzard on the other side of the road. It's far enough away from the caravan that maybe no one would notice, but your eyes just focus in on it. So you watch this 20, 30-foot form, this frost giant, just kind
You
of
gonna go probe it?
walks and walks. And you're sitting there like,
Gonna go probe it?
no one's seen it yet. It seems to be using the cover of the blizzard to move from one end of the Othanzia Highland over into the other, almost as if it doesn't want to be discovered.
Okay, does it seem like, oh, I'm going to come down and mess with this caravan, or I'm just trying to pass by without getting harassed?
It feels like the second. Like he's just... And the shallow pace of his footsteps tell you he's trying to be stealthy. He's trying to
He's using the storm
get to the...
get
Yeah,
through.
he's definitely using the storm for cover.
Or he's
Okay.
making the storm.
Well, he's not doing anything Do I know anything about them? Are they inherently evil or anything?
Give me a history check.
Okay. The story. Don't know much about
History. Don't know much about anatomy.
Yeah, I only got like a 1.
11. I mean, you've heard of them from a lore perspective. The whole lore of the Jotun clans, like all the different giant clans and giant creatures, you've done some reading and understanding of them, but you've never met any before.
I'm ready to meet. I gotta meet him. I've gotta meet him. This is like I can't pass this up. Now, my investigation and my curiosity will overcome my fear as long as I know it's not. I haven't heard anything of it being like outwardly evil, or it's going to kill me when it meets me. It might ignore me. It might say, "Get the hell away." But I'm going to try.
Yeah, you break away from the cover of the trees, and you just kind of follow. Following its footsteps is a bit of a challenge because you can literally fall into
the
its
footsteps.
But it's that kind of matching the pace of the sound of the blizzard moving about.
When I get within like 60 feet, I want to telepathically communicate with them.
What do you want to say?
Don't be afraid. I just want to meet you.
Who said that?
Me.
Yeah, that size of a normal person.
That was the weirdest thing.
I'm right over here.
It's like an ant.
Then I'll just say hi in my normal voice. I'll just use my.
Holy shit. The rock's talking to
No,
me.
not
Staring at you. Oh, you're a person.
Yes.
Oh. Well, little fella. Are you lost?
No, I saw you crossing the street here, crossing the thoroughfare, and I thought that I would like to meet you. I've never met a giant before.
There's a road here.
Well, the trail there.
I misjudged. I was trying to avoid that. You can't.
You did.
Oh, good.
I'm part of it. I'm not here to make your life any harder than it already is, but I would like to. I wanted to meet you because I've never met a frost giant before.
Oh. Well, those are labels we don't use amongst ourselves.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's perfectly fine. You seem to be a strangely bald and pale-skinned halfling, are you not?
Yes.
Do you-
Yes.
Did you talk to my mind?
Yes.
Can you stop talking to my mind?
Yes, I'll talk normally.
That's brilliant. Brilliant. Well, pleasure talking to you.
Well, I was just going to ask you.
Yes.
I study different creatures, and I would like to take a small sample of your skin to so that I could better further study your kind.
30-foot giant staring at this little tiny halfling.
I'm just like,
Give me a persuasion check.
let's do that persuasion check. Come on, persuasion check. A 1.
A what?
Wait. Are you actually a halfling because they can re-roll?
No.
Well, didn't you say he takes on the traits of the people he's turning into?
Technically, you could if you wanted to.
Really?
Yeah, you can take a halfling's
Halflings?
luck if you want.
Can re-roll once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once.
Okay, so
Because you do get lost in your personas from time to time when
Right,
you're
okay.
in them for an extended period of
Right.
time.
Okay, I'll try it again.
Because I think you did say that, like, cause like he was like a tiefling, he would have
So
tiefling
much better.
abilities, and
What
A
is it?
9.
A 9? I'm not one to part with my skin.
It's just a tiny.
He pulls off a long beard hair,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very tiny in his thumb and finger, and then you're like catching this long, thin strand of beard hair. There you go, little fella.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're weird as fuck, but thank you for letting me know where the caravan is. Bye-bye.
You're not going to hurt us, are you?
Just keeps walking off. in
All
the
right.
distance.
Well, thank you. So I'll put my probe in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. As you, you now have the encoding and understanding of frost giants.
Yeah, no problem.
If you ever gain the ability of polymorph, you could certainly
Right.
probably mimic one. Experimenting with it from the form that you are, you could potentially turn yourself into a 3-foot frost giant if you wanted to. considering your natural size and state.
Maybe
Yeah.
this
But yeah, it was
Cosby
rather
as well.
decent encounter. You kind of brush the snow off
So
and
pretty.
curl up the hair and jam it in one of your pouches for later study. And
Yeah, I just take a
Any of
sample
the
of it
others
with my
called?
wand and leave it.
No,
Because I
this
just
is
got the
quite
sample
lovely.
now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Is that
So
that one?
you-
Well, no, I'm gonna bring it back. Like I'm just gonna be walking with
Yeah.
it on my
A
shoulder.
gift given more power than a choice made.
you guys feel the Vardo shift, and then you feel Jerry crawl into it, and a like 6-foot long, 3-inch diameter strand of beard hair gets thrown onto the ground of the Vardo, and Jerry comes crawling in.
Jerry,
Okay. I'll add that
I'm
to the
surprised
party
you
pool.
didn't get taken up by the storm.
Oh no, I saw a frost giant.
Are
Fine.
frost giants out there?
Yes, and
Do
so
I know what one of those is?
he allowed me to probe his
Give me a
hair.
history check.
That
Frost
would be
giant beard
12.
hair.
You've never had any encounters with frost giants, but you've had hill giant encounters.
Would I know if they were rare?
Frost giants are extremely rare. You'd know that much.
That is
We
a very
got
lucky
a frost
sign.
giant beard
You're a
hair.
very lucky halfling.
Oh, I think I am too.
Hmm.
Well, I'm lucky. I don't know about a halfling.
Do you say that?
Uh,
That's so strange. Are you having an identity crisis?
I think he always has an identity crisis.
Oh.
Trying to figure out why everyone whispers in this game.
Sorry. Probably in response to her soft tone.
You guys just had a conversation I couldn't hear, so that's all.
Oh.
I will try to speak louder.
most people speak louder.
No.
It's going to whisper yell.
Let's just say it's mimicking the sound of wind going through branches.
Great.
Sure.
Nobody's gonna hear.
That is the attempt.
You're gonna have to have those parabolic mics for her so you can pick up.
We may have to shove the mic halfway down her throat.
All right.
Speak then, Willa.
Okay, I gotta write that down. I have probed a frost giant. Maybe later on in life I can, when I gain
Probity
more
probe.
abilities.
Just my mouth. Over to you, Jason.
We
You
were
can have
just,
the rest.
we were
Not
just
general.
that he was confused about his
Yeah.
persona.
7, and then about a quarter size of crusty, flaky bits.
Those
I like the
bits.
flaky bits.
It's like all the sugar at the bottom of the cereal box. You're not supposed to eat that. I'm very aware of this.
You're not?
No.
Oh.
No.
What are you not supposed to eat?
the
Sugar at the bottom of the cereal box?
it's not the part of the cereal you're supposed to eat.
Mhm.
That doesn't stop us.
It's really good when it's on frosted mini wheats because
Because it's like all sugar.
yeah.
All right.
All right,
Cool.
it's storming outside,
Yep.
Frost giants.
and it didn't kill us. That's nice.
All right. Yeah.
Well, he seemed nice enough to you. I mean, he
Was
gave you
that frost giant headed towards the caravan?
No.
Was he?
Don't look at me. Look
Was
at him.
Was he a kind giant?
I'm still here, aren't I? I mean,
Well, you're very
was
good
very
at running
large.
away.
oh, I didn't have to run away from him. He was a very nice frost giant.
And that was very
Pulled a
brave of you.
beard
That's
hair out?
actually very out of character.
No.
Usually you run away from everything.
No, it was not brave. It was a calculated decision based on a prior knowledge of the beast.
You met him already?
No, just generally prior knowledge of giants.
Oh.
I determined that the risk would be worth the reward, which it was.
We have a frost giant hair now.
Yes.
I'm gonna go outside and try
I'm
and
gonna
get
smell it.
better at
Smells like beard oil.
feel like adapt to the storm. I want to be more feeling that he against me and not getting blown away by it.
So you kind of like change into your tree form.
Mhm.
Feel the roots start to try to penetrate into the frozen ground. Give me a Constitution save for starters.
Hmm.
Is that against the cold?
That would be only an 11.
No,
No, wait, actually, that's a 6, so that would be actually a 9. That's worse.
So
Did you have the cold
Yeah.
resistance?
I do, I think. I have poison and disease resistance, but I don't have the cold.
it's cold,
Mm-hmm.
brittle cold. Give me strength with disadvantage as you try to push your root system into the frozen earth.
That's a 14 plus strength. Just strength?
Mm-hmm.
That's 17.
So you manage to change into your kind of like your sentinel form whenever you're keeping an eye on things. You can feel the cold wind kind of shifting you back and forth. The cold, you feel your bark begin to kind of crack under the weight of how cold the air is. The snow's kind of gathering up in the tighter portions of your branches. You take 21 points of cold damage.
Cool. That's very bad.
Are you okay?
What are you doing?
I'm going to keep getting this damage, aren't I?
Cold.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard conditions now.
Yeah.
So she's out there. I see her out there.
Yeah, if you could look out the Bardo to see that she's in her sentinel form, and you just watch a huge piece of bark freezes and cracks off of her form.
So she went to sleep?
No, well, I mean, she's in her sentinel form, but whether or not you know she's asleep or awake, I don't know.
I would like to use plant growth to give myself a bit of a buffer.
Okay, give me a nature check.
Nature check.
It just fell off.
That would
Your stealth
be
check.
21.
21. You realize the ground's too frozen. Nothing's gonna grow here around you.
I'll plant the seeds, I guess.
I got a 13.
13.
Poking her
What's
my head out to...
what's your wisdom score?
My wisdom is a +3, 16.
16. You watch as Jerry reaches down, picks off a piece of that bark that fell off you.
Ooh, I vine whip.
Give me a d20 and add your dex modifier.
Dex, that would be 16.
16. What's your armor class?
16.
So you can see it coming. Try to avoid it if you do a dex save.
Can I? So is it coming at me, or okay? Can I take the hit and still get the? And
Are
still
you
get the
whipping
bark?
him or the bark?
I'm using it like vine whip, where I would bring him towards me and basically hang him from my branches.
So,
Upside
okay,
down.
so it's coming at me.
Yeah, it looks like it.
That sucks. I got a 6.
Yeah. You feel the vine whip around your midsection, drag you off your feet. Now you're upside down, boom, 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 and you're holding the bark in one hand, and you're like dangling like this in front of the tree.
You don't need this anymore, right?
I'm gonna message Willa saying it's too cold. You guys need to come inside.
I'm a tree. This is where I belong.
Give me another Constitution save.
This is gonna suck.
That
Oh, yeah, I'm probably gonna fall unconscious with this one. That would be 6.
6. Take another 21 points.
I'm unconscious.
The tree form undoes, and you watch.
Well,
as,
I do get temporary hit points, right? When I go into my tree form. So
I don't know,
it's
do
a
you?
1d8. Let's see if I'm actually unconscious. 1d8. 5 plus it had 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I have 2 points.
You have 2 points left. You're barely able to hold to your sentinel form at this point. You're feeling this cold. In fact, as you're holding Jerry, you feel your branch kind of crack under the weight of the cold.
All right. I guess I'll have to turn back into my other form. Probably not gonna sleep very well. I'm gonna pull Jerry to me. I'm like,
I can attempt to help you.
It's just like you hear the Bardo close, and you hear him just.
And I just curl up with Ivory. They'd be crazy.
I basically pull. I turned back into my humanoid form, and I'm holding you.
Okay.
Return.
The map. No.
Return the map.
Thank you, Jerry. It just goes back into my.
You're welcome.
I put you back down.
You're very damaged.
I need you to make a con save.
Remember, I got my environmental.
With
Yeah.
advantage, because you have resistance. Your environmental epidermis.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if I would have that because I was like basically born in the Vasper Timberlands. I didn't know if I had to get that cold resistance.
I rolled an 8.
21 points of cold.
Awesome.
Well, that was my attempt at gaining better constitution. I think I failed.
I will
Crawl back in the Vardo.
go back into the Vardo.
You're curled up with Ivory, and you see these two frozen forms kind of slowly pull themselves back into the Vardo.
I throw more wood on the wood burning stove in the Vardo.
You can see that.
It has a cover, Willa. It has a cover.
Probe in one hand, torch in the other. I'm gonna get my sample.
Just sleep the farthest from the fire. You're fine.
I'm up against.
We just feed one leg in.
She sleeps
She wakes up. You say, "Stump." No.
like Jerry in that one episode.
Would they be wood, or would it be coal or like peat moss?
Yeah, it's up to you. You can choose.
Which one burns longer?
Coal.
Then
Jinx.
we'll do coal.
Okay.
Because I think it would burn
Jinx
longer
anything.
and it would take up less space.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd probably be less offended by it.
And you'd have access to it because there's a lot of that resource that would be mined over in the Devil's Grin.
Then
So
I throw coal, and then it just kind of smolders. They don't really be on
Oh,
fire.
I'm good,
I
thank
want one. You want one?
I'll eat.
You want?
I'm missing the meat pies this week.
Probe. Ah, I tricked you. Wow.
No, I this is not my week to make dinner.
You could have still made us meat.
I could have made meat
It's okay.
pie.
It's okay. I'm just kidding. All right. So I'm curled up with Ivory.
yeah. The Vardo kind of shifts every now and then under a heavy wind. There's the occasional kind of whipping sound of the wind on the tarpaulin of the canvas top, and you two can go ahead and take a short rest during this time if you want to get any hit points back.
How many points do we get?
Hit dice or 3 hit
How
dice?
many hit dice do we get?
We're 3 hit dice.
Currently, you're 3 hit dice.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Afternoon fades barely. It's hard to tell. The wind is so constant, the cold. The coal burning stove keeps it at bay for the most part. A few hours go by since the little test that was made outside and the interaction with the frost giant. You guys see the edge of the tarpaulin kind of open on the Vardo as Aaron sticks his head in. Everybody okay in here?
It's very cold outside.
Yeah, we're gonna stay sheltered here till the storm passes. Never seen anything like it, but
Joey ran into a frost giant outside.
He was just passing through.
out here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why there's the storm.
Well, no, that's not how they're called frost giants because they live in. Anyways,
Pay no mind to her.
well,
Farted and made the storm.
That's what it is.
anyways, did you see what direction he went? Good to know. And the flap closes and you can hear him get on his horse.
He's nice.
Gotta make his way down the edge of the caravan. Night settles in. Storm ebbs a little bit. Still a little flurried. Can't see the sky anymore. It's definitely getting colder.
Getting colder.
It's getting colder.
The frost giant's trying to eat us. He wants to freeze us and then eat us. Does this cold feel unnatural?
It's strange. It's awfully late in the season for such a storm to occur. Definitely unusual.
I know what's gonna happen. I already know what's gonna happen.
We're gonna have to fight a frost giant.
No, our horses are dead.
You guys haven't checked on them. Certainly go check on them if you want to.
Yeah, I have a little bit of health. It's gonna be bad if I get that.
I just
point.
look out. They're
Yeah.
like icicles.
I mean, it was killing me out there.
You don't actually see the horses from the Vardo at this point. It's not the weather. It's not the flurries. You just don't see them.
Didn't he check on the horses before he went to check on the?
Mhm.
Were they alive then, Jerry?
As far as you can remember.
When we look out, do we see the other wagons?
You see the other wagons, but you don't
Other
see their
wagons?
horses either.
Keep forgetting this. Weather can affect you.
These horses should be used to traversing these lands, so they should have resistance to the
To a
cold.
point.
For message, do we have to see the person?
What? No.
Okay.
They just have to be within a-
It's not message. It's not sending. It's message.
They have to be within a certain amount of feet.
Like 100 feet or something like that.
I mean, you have to point in the direction that they're in.
Do you?
I think so, yeah.
Did the weather come from the way where the frost giant was from?
Give me a survival check when you kind of.
Message is 120 feet. And yeah, you point your finger toward a creature within range.
Just one of my favorite things to do with that one is just like, can you hear me now? Do you hear me now?
What am I doing?
Can you hear me now?
Survival.
Oh,
What'd you
I
get?
got a 10.
10. I mean, initially, when the morning got started, the storm just kind of blew in suddenly from the southern horizon, which is a little strange, considering that would be considered an onshore kind of way the wind would come. Because south of here, like very far away, obviously, is the southern edge of the Issylra continent and where the coastal region would be. So it's a little unusual. But you don't remember if he came from that southern side. You remember coming from the northern side, crossing the route, and then disappearing towards the south.
Okay.
Where
Is this going to end up killing us if we stay
No.
here?
I mean, so far it's it's survivable so far.
Didn't you say it's getting colder?
Feels like it's getting colder, yeah.
So I plant growth did not work, so I have to cross that one out. The thing that I can do.
Could have been the conditions, the frozen ground.
Like, but the magic we used.
Yes, you used the spell.
Mm-hmm.
The people in the Vardo in front of us, I know them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna point at them and say, "What happened to your guys' horses?"
You hear one of the taskers reply back to you. Aaron gathered them all up. Keep them protected from the cold.
It's so much.
Did you take ours too?
They've been so smart.
Yes.
No,
Okay.
he sparred with me when nobody else would. Gosh, this guy needs a bonus.
Okay, guys, the horses. Aaron got the horses and gathered
Why
them
would
up.
no one else spar with you?
Well, you
Sure.
wouldn't spar with her.
I
Well,
asked,
you
and there was
spar.
this guard that wanted to. And then when I got my sword and shield out, he ran away. Oh, he said he had duties he forgot about. Never mind.
Well, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, duties.
All right. Guys, do we want to try and brave the cold, or do we want to hunker down and stay in the Vardo? It's warmer in here. We could throw more coal on. And...
Ship's log. 4/4/2020.
You're in a Vardo, not a ship.
When I arrived on this
The
planet,
ship known as Exandria.
when I arrived on this planet, I thought I would have a hard time assimilating.
Do you mean when you were born?
I had but I've encountered another creature who is far more awkward than I am. Literally, people run from her. She is a
Are you
plant-based
Are
humanoid.
you talking to your wand about me?
He calls it probity probe. Remember, it
Yes.
has a name.
That's
Proby.
right.
It's a
I'm
named
talking to Proby. He
item.
likes to be talked to.
Proby. It's a named item.
We're all just staring at you while you're doing this.
She's a plant-based humanoid who is very off-putting. I have yet to place the probe in her, but as soon as I can, I will know more. Gray out.
I thought your name was Jerry. Why would you lie to your wand for?
Proby thinks my name is Gray. It's his problem, not yours.
I'm pulling out rations.
I have a question. If I were to, it only lasts for a short time, my great tree form, but if I were to do it, would it like be too big for the inside, or could I use it to kind of insulate it? I don't know.
Be way too big for the Vardo.
Just making sure. It's like it's like I kind of want to use.
The Vardo's got room, but you're pushing the edge of physics.
And there's
You do
3
that.
other creatures in it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to insulate it more. Is all. That's what I'm
As
trying
well
to
as
do.
our stuff.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and do what I was gonna
What do
do
we have
before.
inside here anyway?
Looking around, you have climbing equipment, you have camping equipment, you have ropes and gear that would be required for you to, like, if you were to need to go through difficult terrain or deal with unique situations.
Extra wagon axles.
I would say those are strapped on the outside, along with at least 2 extra wagon wheels to replace them in case they get damaged.
Those on when we were having issues and stuff. So we had.
Well,
because
that's what
you
you did
chose.
use
Okay, I was about to say, I was like,
when you did those initial repairs. So you actually only have 1 wheel left at this point. 2 axles, 1 wheel. I would say by the time evening sets in, it's that kind of the storm abates, and there's even a little bit of clearing, which means there's nothing kind of like holding the last of the heat down. And it's like you touch the canvas of the Vardo, and it's like frozen, like the canvas is frozen now. You're all kind of huddled around the wood stove or the coal stove, and it's giving off just enough heat to kind of keep you
can I
going.
even sleep in this form? I don't know.
It's pretty miserable.
Yeah.
You can sleep in that form if you choose to, but if you do sleep in your humanoid form, it's an 8-hour rest.
Okay.
Becomes a traditional 8-hour rest.
Let's see. Hang on a second.
Before I do that, though, I'm going to try and do what I was going to do before we set off, just to try and insulate it. Just
Sure.
soft leaves to just kind of.
Give me a nature check.
17 plus 2.
So you kind of begin to build the beginnings of vines, like within the hoop portions that are keeping the canvas up.
Mhm.
And they intertwine and they kind of create a very thin ivy-like blanket on the interior of the Vardo. It causes the ice to kind of like soften and begin to melt.
Mhm.
And now the interior is like dripping rain on the inside of the Vardo. And they're under the cold.
Can my vines absorb the water? Because I'm
They're
thirsty.
creating it.
I'm thirsty. I want to drink it.
Yeah, I'll say you can see that everyone's getting annoyed by it.
Mhm.
So the leaves kind of plume out,
Mhm.
and they're absorbing now as the water's melting from the canvas. Go ahead and give yourself 12 hit points back.
I'm going to just outside the Vardo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take some coal. I'm gonna clear off the snow to put it right on the ground and light it on fire. Light it, and then to have it melt enough to put into a bucket.
You could just scoop the snow into a bucket
No, I
and
don't
put it
want
on
the
the wood-burning
snow.
stove.
I don't want the snow. I want the earth.
You're creeping me out.
So soften it up enough so I can scoop like a bucket of dirt into a.
Sure, I'll say it takes you an hour or so to melt the permafrost and get access to the soil. You have a small bucket of very damp, cold earth.
I'll bring it to
I
Willow.
got a jar of dirt.
There. You can now plant yourself.
You put your finger in it, the plant kind of grows out of it.
I mean, you can like plant yourself.
I am
So
too
you
big
can,
for the Vardo,
Oh,
but I appreciate the sentiment there, Jerry. I will treasure this dirt.
never mind.
Just watch the dirt. As soon as the dirt gets tossed out, it freezes.
What held onto that?
She's just like, what the fuck?
Jade's kind of used to it after 6 months.
Yeah.
Experiment 131 failed.
So did the vine thing work? So is it warmer in here?
Yeah, it's a little warmer inside. It's a little insulated. Yeah.
So is it a Bardo or a covered wagon? Because I thought Bardos were wood.
It's a combination of both.
Okay.
You have wood stanchions that come up to this point, and then the normally the wood covering is now canvas covering, because these Vardos can be circled together to kind of create a larger continuous like form
Circle
if
the wagons.
necessary, and mostly for defensive reasons, and in case you need to get out quickly, you can just pull the canvas back. So it's kind of, they look like Vardos, but they just don't have wood coverings. They have canvas coverings instead.
Okay.
So you guys drift into the evening, keeping hunkered down, waiting out the storm.
Can you see if everyone else is doing okay? Because they might need more insulation as well.
I don't want to go outside. It's cold out there.
I'll
Is
go
it
out there.
colder than normal?
Like
than-
you
than
do
normally it's been on the road.
You do the
Yeah,
message
this
thing.
is coldest night so far.
you do the message thing though. You don't have
But
to
it's
go
not a
out there.
blizzard anymore.
Not anymore. The storm's abated.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna put on more fluffy clothes.
Okay.
You
I
are
will go
fluffy
see.
clothes.
No, I prefer.
Looking out, right? Friend. I mean, it's right. It's almost shadows about. But then getting, getting in and out harder. It looks like a normal thing. Oh, yeah.
They're not there now.
Oh, well, guess we can check on them in the morning. Maybe they moved further down the line.
Aaron had their horses.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he collected everyone's horses.
I don't know. Go. You
Have
watch
you
as
seen
a-
Aaron?
You watch as an elven head pokes out of the wagon to see you like doing this. And she's just like, "Stop doing that. That's creepy." And she,
It's part of the spell.
I am aware of send, and you
Message.
or message or whatever you freaky people call it. You watch as she peers between the
She's calling you
two
weird when I'm standing right next
wagons,
to you.
right? I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Where did 6 wagons go?
Where's Erin? Can you tell her, ask her if she's seen Erin?
Have
Oh,
you seen
she already did, didn't you?
Have you
Am I
seen
hearing
Aaron?
them
recently?
mumble?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can hear my side of the conversation.
yeah. Well, you can certainly hear the elf out, like, telling Jade quit being so fucking weird and kind of using verbal responses. No, I think Aaron got the horses some 2-3 hours ago.
And they were there at that point.
Can we see where he's gathered the horses to?
Not from where you are here, no.
Mhm.
You could go look, but I mean, you don't see from here.
I didn't take sending. I only took message. Yeah.
You looking at me for?
I'll get out and I'll walk over to where it was, and I'll see if I can pick up any sign of how they left or.
Yeah, you.
I'll get out with him.
And it's a bit of a snowdrift now from, so it's up to your waist as you're kind of pushing through the snow because further from where the wagons are sheltered, the snow kind of collected a little bit taller.
I could turn into my giant tree form and pick him up so he's not in the cold getting himself his halfling flesh all.
Can
You
you
know.
walk in your giant tree form?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a tree ant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you kind of do your larger form and you swoop up.
Ivory goes in her branches too.
Yeah, you swoop up Jerry and you kind of climb up on the other side and you can feel her kind of shifting the snow hard to the right,
guardian of
hard to the
nature.
left. And you guys kind of come up on where the burned up snow was, where the wagons were. That's where you stop and you look, and there's a 300-foot cave-in where all the wagons used to be. And looking down, you can see the whole ground had collapsed in on itself, and everything had kind of piled in down into that kind of like sinkhole almost. It looks to be about 15 feet down. You can see where all the wagons have been shattered and broken. You can see wheels, you can see equipment and gear spilled out down inside there.
You might want to call for help if you can.
There's a sinkhole over here. You said it's 15 feet? 15 feet?
Yeah, 15 feet deep and about 300 feet in diameter.
I want to look at the ground and the edge. I want to see if could this have been made by the insects?
Give me an investigation check.
There's a sinkhole here, 15 feet deep,
Thank you
100,
for
300 feet in diameter.
What am I doing?
Pass it along. Find Aaron.
I'll do what I can. Go look for
See if the
Aaron.
wagons fell in.
Investigation?
Good. Yeah, investigation.
Okay.
19.
Definitely gonna
Now
go
give
down.
me a nature check with advantage as you kind of look at
Can I
the.
try to vine myself down there? Kind of like, you know.
Go out of your tree
Dirt-
form.
Well, I mean, like,
Dirty 20.
if maybe in my tree form, but like just kind of like,
You want to
you-
Groot arm it. Is what
yeah,
you're trying to do.
yeah.
Give me acrobatics as you change your form and try to hold on to some boulders down below that are part of the cave-in. The edges seem too kind of like they don't look like they naturally came undone.
Mm.
But the marking It watch as Issylra is slowly extending out her arms to create kind of like a vine bridge down. Wait, 20? But the only thing that seems odd, and no one calling for help, and no one
And we didn't
tried
hear
to get out. Like, you don't see anyone, like,
trying to crawl out.
yeah, it's weird. You don't see any sign of the
There's
people.
no fingernails
Is
on the
there
side of the pit.
snow on top of the wagons?
Ooh, with that roll, only a little bit of snow is on the debris. So this has maybe only been an hour
Okay.
since this happened. So it was probably at the peak of the storm and then right when the storm abated.
Is there like a frost giant going, it rubs the lotion on its skin? No. Puts the lotion in the basket.
You sick
I'm
fuck.
surprised we
bucket
didn't
hit-
hear
A
anything.
bucket hits me in the
Sick
head.
fuck.
Puts the lotion in the basket.
Actually surprising we didn't hear anything. You'd think we'd have heard them crashing together at the very least.
At the height of the storm, I mean, all you guys heard was wind and howling and the storm itself. I mean,
And our fire.
Well, I'll go investigate to see if I can see anything.
Well, she's carrying us down.
yeah,
Oh,
she
yeah,
like
okay.
finishes
Blood
like
trails,
making that
etc.
bridge, and then she changes her form so that you guys are clinging onto her,
Mhm.
and her whole form goes down there and
Skis down.
kind of like now you're. In order to fit down here, you might be too big in your tree form, so you kind of shift back down into your humanoid form.
It doesn't last
300
very
feet
long
in
anyways. So
Yeah.
it'd be at the end of it anyways.
Okay. So 3 of you are now down below in this collapse.
Look
And you
around.
can see the remains of the 6 wagons. You can see the equipment spilled out. You can see personal possessions spilled out on the ground. You can see like a stack of coins that have spilled out of somebody's like little box that they were probably
We're
saving.
picking those up.
I'm looking
If you pick those up, I mean it's like 80 gold and 25 silver.
Yeah, we pick those up.
Everett.
Okay.
Is it
Well, I
Fucking
mean, so
looters.
we can so that we can return it to them.
Oh,
of course.
Oh yeah, of
You
course.
said 80 gold and how much silver?
25.
Is she lying to us or to herself? I can't, this is what I can't understand.
Give me an insight check.
Oh, okay. No. I have no
9.
idea.
I mean, you've always known Jade to have a unique version of Finders Keepers. This might fit into that bill.
I don't know
If
if
we
I
find them alive, they can have it back. If they're dead, they don't have any use for it.
And who is that?
The people in the wagon.
I would
Which
just,
wagon?
The
just
one
kinda
that was
wanna-
next to it.
Why you gotta look at me when you talk?
How would you? It just makes you laugh. That's why I did.
I would-
Because I'm imagining your character doing that with the steepled hands every time you talk to them.
talking to the fourth wall.
She's like trying to talk
How would
to
you
me.
know
He's
what
trying to
person
talk-
belongs to what wagon?
Well, they'll know.
Oh, so you ask him, "Is this all your money?" And most
If
people
any
will
of
say,
these
"Yes,
people
that is
are,
my money."
If any of these people are alive, we'll find them. Maybe. We'll
guys
try.
hear
Are there
scream.
any tunnels?
Okay.
How far down?
That I don't have to do the thing I was asking.
It
about.
was weird. It's like as soon as you're having this conversation, you hear that scream. For the first time, you notice there's a hole burrowed into the side of the collapse.
Does it look like purple wormholes?
We need to let someone know. Exactly.
Would you like to hold on to it? I'm heading
Walk
towards
towards
that.
you. Yeah.
We're walking.
You can hear Ivy.
I'll start making my way back up to the rim.
You're like
halfling form.
foot holding and trying to make your way out. And you get near the edge where you can hear the screaming. You kind of lean on the edge to kind of see if you can hear or see. And as your hand pulls back, there's web all over your hand now.
Yeah.
And you kind of like clear it off your hand.
Can I don't know if this is even a thing that I would be able to do. It's just kind of like, usually I would plant myself in the ground and kind of get a sense of my area. I just kind of want to put my hand up against the wall and kind of send out my awareness to try and see if there's any root systems or anything that can kind of give me
Jerry
a
is figuratively looking for footholds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and find a torch in
Okay.
one of the wagons. Or is there one that's visible? A
Give
torch?
me a perception check.
8.
Probably buried under the debris. You don't see
I'm gonna
one.
grab a
Give me
piece of
perception
wood.
as you're looking for a way out.
I'm just gonna grab a piece of wood
Okay.
that's splintered and light the end on fire.
Do you have flint and steel?
12.
12?
I'm gonna shoot
You're
it with
like-
my arrows.
Fuck.
No, I don't have.
It's a 15-foot sheer, and so when you begin to notice that the collapse is definitely not natural. Whatever did this, did it so
Like,
anything
did it-
that fell in here
so
couldn't
it-
get out.
Right.
So, like, okay, that awareness, I'm trying to, like, any root systems, I'm trying to get a kind of like a blind map in my head of anything
so
that
like
might
you
be...
send out a pulse,
Uh-huh.
and the surviving root systems that kind of give you a feedback,
Mm-hmm.
you get a sense that there is the tunnel entrance where she's at.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps going, but very like kind of sporadically, and it's definitely a natural cavern.
Mm-hmm.
But there's dozens and dozens of these like strange kind of like resonant feral senses that come back to you. And then you get the feeling that there's like a large opening there, and that there's something even larger in that space. It's weird.
There may be a creature or something down there.
That's probably why they screamed. Let's
Oh.
go.
Yeah.
Can I pull out one of my
Yes.
arrows? That's
Let's
you know
go.
my fake arrows, my force arrows, and make it fire. And can I just ignite the tip and hold it?
Don't you have, like,
You-
light or something?
I do have light. Yes.
When your vine's up there, so I can climb to the
I want to burn the web.
rim so that I can get some help for
You're
us.
so strong, Jerry. We need you with us.
I want to.
That's not going to happen.
I just
You
wanna-
watch as both of them start walking down the tunnel.
Leaving
wanna
you
burn the web.
alone in the pit.
So he can lead the
Give
way.
me a charisma save as you ponder what to do.
Nat 20.
You overcome your fear.
I do?
Yeah, you overcome your fear.
Well,
Being
there-
alone in the cold.
It's a heroic action.
There would be.
Write that down. You got a heroic
You
action.
have a heroic action.
Mr. Coward has a heroic action.
Kind of wipe
How'd
the
that
bead
ever
of
happen?
sweat off the side of your face. You can hear the two of them kind of like very gingerly walking down the tunnel. For the two of you,
Okay.
staring down the tunnel, you can see it goes forward about maybe 40, 50, 60 feet, and then just kind of suddenly drops off a bit. But then now you can hear echoes of skittering.
I believe that is the
And
creatures that I was
You
hearing.
can hear some whimpering too, like human noises,
So,
echoing
how
out of
far?
the chamber. You guys are both on either side, and then look, and there's Jerry coming into the space
with
as well.
my
With you.
blind
I'm imagining
sight,
the
can I
blind
kind of?
Jared.
Can I have
No
like?
one's doing that.
Can I have some? Can I have some vines like creeping along the wall to wherever I can feel them? And if they're like tied up or something, can
can
untie
see.
them
Yeah,
or?
you're Beth. Though. Big insect
As you
Beth.
go to do that, you now feel webbing on this wall, and it's sticky to the touch. But you try to do that. You don't get the feeling they're bound by vines. They're definitely bound by something. And there's a large undulating form down inside that cavern. And little
Undulating.
tiny forms. And all of you hear this.
Well, what I'm wondering it to do is like I kind of want to have my
Spiders. Why
vines
did it
kind
have
of
to be
creep along
spiders?
and get to them,
Couldn't it be follow the butterfly?
kind of stealthily.
I mean, they're pretty far down in there. You're not even at the cavern edge yet. You guys are still down in the tunnel.
Okay,
You get the feeling that if you tried to do that, it could be hundreds of feet.
that's a lot of growth. Stretch myself pretty thin.
I have rope.
Why can't it be burrowing butterflies? Have you ever thought of that?
Well, you don't want burrowing butterflies. They have teeth.
Anything's better than spiders.
Snakes.
I have rope.
Yeah, snakes.
Have to be snakes.
No, which I said. I guess I didn't say spiders. Why did it have to be spiders?
I have rope.
What are you guys doing? You're in the hallway.
Oh, I haven't stopped.
Are
I
you
mean-
still keep going? 3 of you give me stealth checks.
No, I'm
Or you don't need to be stealthy.
Ooh, 18.
You don't want to.
Hey,
22.
11.
that's a good thing too. 17.
I got a
Excuse me.
You could use your heroic action to describe yourself being stealthy.
Nah, I gotta save it for something good.
Okay. What'd you get for stealth?
17.
17?
22.
22? 22 will definitely help that roll.
And Ivory
Yeah.
got 17.
Okay. So, as you kind of all use the edge of the tunnel to kind of creep and crawl your way forward, you get up to where the tunnel kind of drops down into a larger cavern. And this is where you can see it. This strange kind of like white maggoty formed creature. Just a blob of flesh, but it's large and round, kind of almost takes up half the space. And you can see translucent kind of forms inside of its flesh. And then you can see a tail kind of coming up and around, and it kind of like sticks to the surface of the cavern. And as it pulls it away, you see like this fleshy egg kind of get left behind as it pulls down. But as you're all looking, you can see down to the left, these small ice spiders have captured almost, well, they, from what you can tell, it looks like they've bound up and captured down below in the cavern the 21 individuals that would have made up that. They look all female, yeah. This whole time, everyone's coming in. You can see like Cocoons to
From
insulate
egg sacs.
them.
Oh right.
Mm,
They haven't seemed to notice you. The main bodied insect is maybe 100 feet long, 30 feet in diameter. Just its little sucker tail every now and then
So
releasing a pod of eggs and releasing a pod of eggs.
So I'm kind of imagining something kind of like this with a blobby flesh thing doing here and like these sacks being going up here like this and we're like standing up here like, whoa,
Yep.
look at that.
you're like doing a diagram.
You're actually watching the
How far
Yeah.
down?
it looks to be about 30 feet down maybe, but it's a gradual kind of like collapse of the wall edges. So it's like 5 feet, then some surface, then maybe another 10 feet, then an edge of a surface. Cause it looks like a kind of natural collapse of the soil here, or the interior.
So we could climb down.
You could, yeah.
And like, would the people that we're looking at like be down here? Would they be over here? Would they be in front of this?
From where you're standing up above, looking down, they're at the very bottom.
They're right below us.
Yep, they're 30 feet below you.
How many spiders can
30
you
feet
see?
below? 30 feet.
How many spiders are there?
So far, roughly, you can see about 2 dozen. They're relatively small. They're probably would be considered small.
My vine whip has 30
You said 2 dozen?
feet.
2 dozen.
So my vine whip can go 30 feet. Can I? Right, my vine whip, but try to keep the thorns out of it for them.
Wait,
I think you could control and make it non-lethal.
Yeah.
The thorn whip will probably make noise.
wait a minute. Just a minute. I want to use my Techno Tinkerer skill. And first of all, does this continue or is this kind of just dead end into this spot?
Hard to tell because the form that fills it is so massive. There could be more.
When we were coming
exits.
down, were there other tunnels coming off of the tunnel that we're in?
I would say you could see smaller tunnels, but with
Like
the way the
ice
form
spider
is, you can't
tunnels.
see on the other side of it. So probably points for the spiders to come and go, perhaps.
Okay, I'm
How
gonna
big is the tunnel we're in?
It's maybe about 10 feet in diameter.
make a
So you
noise
can
maker.
stand up in it. It's maybe 3-4 feet across, and 7 feet tall.
I want to make a noise maker.
You
So it's
go
not-
back to
It's
the.
not that big of a. It's not that big of a dip then.
It's pretty big.
Like 10 feet and then 30
no,
feet.
your tunnel.
Oh,
Our
my-
tunnel.
Tunnel
okay.
that you're
The tunnel that we're
standing
standing
in
in.
is 10 feet.
Okay.
The
So-
cavern expanse that you're staring down into, where the people are being kept, and this huge thing is.
Mhm.
I mean, to a certain degree, you're right. It's unending. You're not even really sure where the edge is. You can go back to the equipment, see if you can scavenge parts for what you want to make.
Mm,
So I'll just eliminate that wall because I don't know
Eliminate?
how. Eliminate
no,
the
I'll
other
do a
side of the.
different thing. So I'm going to cast my invisibility. Well, I'm going to generate my invisibility.
Okay.
And then I want to try to see if it goes on, because what I want to do is I want to make noise and draw. My heroic action is going to be sneak past them, draw all the spiders away to a sound
Okay.
while they rescue the people, and then I'll try to sneak out without
Okay.
getting it killed.
Jerry kind of like says that, and you're all a little bit shocked, but he blurs out, and all you can do is see his feet, in the frozen dirt. And you begin to climb down, and there's plenty of footfalls and places to hold on to.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me stealth with advantage.
Nat 20 for a 20.
Double heroic. Yeah.
Oh,
So
alright.
now you can describe the remainder of what you want to do.
Okay. I sneak past the huge blob,
Okay.
being quiet.
Now you begin to realize you're moving through egg spores, like a field of egg spores at this point.
And I move quietly through there, and I'm looking for another tunnel that leads away from here.
Get around the worm form, and on the opposite side, you can see another collapsed section of the cavern that just descends even deeper. it's covered with web and slime. You get the feeling it had come up through there, and you can see smaller tunnels leading up and away and out. In fact, to your right, you can see a gradual tunnel leading out to what looks like a bit of moonlight kind of leaking through an opening.
Like it might be heading to our campsite, maybe.
So I'm gonna go down the bigger, a little deeper in there,
Okay.
and then I'm just gonna like I'm gonna mimic. Okay, I don't even do that. I just get by there, then I'm gonna cast my illusion. And I'm going to have the same scream that I heard
Okay.
down, way down. Make it sound like comes way down deep in that bigger hole.
Okay. You make your way over that edge,
Okay.
looking down. It's pretty cavernous. It's almost so dark you can't even see. But
How
the
big is the
webbing and slime, I mean, it feels like it's twice as big around here as the creature would be. But you can see all the signs point that it came out of this cavern.
Right.
And then you do the sound illusion deep into the cavern. You two standing up hear a far distant scream. You watch as all the spiders pick up their kind of front protrusions and do a little bit of skittering around, and they all just kind of crawl away from the people that are bound down below, and they swarm over the mass, the wormy mass down below, and they begin to head off and out of sight.
I'm starting to climb down.
I was
Give
going
me
to just-
acrobatics.
I was just
You're-
gonna whip them.
I
up.
And I'm
have,
gonna
climb,
go.
I have a climb speed.
And then I'm gonna
Yes.
go back and help them get everybody up
Okay.
and keep an eye out.
I'm going to try and create a web, not a web, but a vine ladder for them,
Okay.
and I'm going to then try to whip up people with my whip.
So as you've scurried down there, give me acrobatics. Make sure you don't trip or fall.
18.
So you're good. As you get down to the bottom, you feel somebody nearby.
I can see.
Oh, that's right. You can see Jerry.
I have dark vision.
Well, he's
But he's
invisible.
Oh, okay.
So you can hear him you can hear his disembodied voice.
Mhm.
And the two of you
You
begin to
telepathically
struggle
doing it.
at ripping the webbing off these people. And you hear a noise as Willa's made this vine bridge down to all of you. You two give me strength checks each, or give the other advantage. It's up to you.
What's your strength?
Mine's 10. I'd give you advantage. How's that sound?
Mine's 13.
Better than mine.
All right.
Come on.
13.
13. The first one's very hard to pull apart, but you manage to. And as you do, a
Okay.
bluish white ashen face that blinking, you recognize one of the camp members from that camp. They're like, and you pull that first person out, and you begin to realize they're virtually lethargic. They can barely move.
Whip
Yeah.
them up.
And you're pulling their form up.
Let's not take them out. Let's just wrap those things up in the vines and have her pull them out.
You can drag them
Okay.
out of here.
And then we can drag them out of here and then...
At least there won't-
Yeah.
They
Definitely
be hurt as
saves
much.
you a ton of time.
Mhm.
I'll say this takes about 5-10 minutes to do, and you, as the last one is dragged up and over the edge, and the two of you are now scrambling back up to get out of this pit. It's when the spiders kind of swarm back in, and they begin to search where the bodies used to be. And you watch as they kind of go off in different directions. As you guys back where you are, you hear as a dozen ropes are being dropped down into where the ruined wagons are, and you hear Aaron go, "Everybody down there!" Really loud. They see you, and all you guys hear is skittering as just swarms of spiders are now coming up in your direction.
Cool. Can I?
Oh, that's where we're
Pulling
going
dead
to
body.
I got another hour to kill you.
I know.
And you can
Why,
hear
you
their
moron!
arachnid
Skittering.
clicking and skittering across the rocks and the ice, and they're beginning to swarm up the side of the cavern. and then you kind of like,
Backing up.
yeah, you
Okay,
guys,
Dragon, dead
and
bodies.
then you notice out of the smaller
Yeah.
cracks of the cavern, even smaller swarms are beginning to pour out as hundreds of spiders are swarming out of the
Fire.
cavern.
I'm going to look at you. I'm like, you ward them off with the fire. I'm going to drag the bodies away from the fire.
Try.
So I'm gonna like kind of.
So you're
I'm lighting the
the
webbing
spiders.
on fire.
Give me an intimidation check. See if it slows them
I'm
down.
gonna
And
use.
lighting the webbing on fire too.
Okay.
I'm gonna use
Because
my.
have you ever tried to light spider webs on fire? It's actually really cool.
It's 'cause
No, like when you light your
I'll take
hair
your
on
word for
fire,
it,
you
Pyro.
burn your hair.
Um,
Well, you know, yeah. But it all travels up. It's a beautiful thing.
I'll use my minor illusion to make it seem like there's a bunch of people with torches up here.
Give me a deception check.
15.
Okay, 15. You stalled them for now. Like at the opening, some of them are bigger, some of them are small.
Where?
And as you're flaring the
Oh,
fire
yeah.
in front of them, they kind of back away from it, move
Okay.
forward and then back away. You watch as bits of webbing, you're now dragging over forms. People have come down the ropes
14.
and now they see what's going on and they're all some of them are panicking and they're helping kind of take all the people, and there's more people down here gathering up like equipment and putting it in barrels for the barrels to be hauled up out of the space. What'd you get?
14.
14. You get the feeling that they're not overly bright, so the illusion kind of works. So between the two of you,
Okay.
you're managing to stall them off just long enough for most of the people to be recovered, a lot of the equipment to be recovered. The wagons are a lot, so they're pulling everybody out, and you hear them go, "All right, that's enough. Out. Let's go."
I
Can we
run.
cave in this tunnel?
Yeah. My heroics
You're
are
like-
gone now.
Yeah, it's like you just watch Jerry, like no longer invisible, turn and take off. You grab onto one of the ropes and you start pulling yourself up. Give me athletics as you're pulling yourself up.
all right, can I give him help?
A 4.
You can give him advantage as your ivy is like kind of on the butt cheek, try to guide him up the
I'll just roll
rope.
it from here. That's fine. Oh, a 5.
A 5.
This one rolled as a 17, so you know.
No.
As you go to put your ivy kind of under his butt to gently help him up the rope, he's so busy scrambling that it just teeters over backwards, landing
on
on
to
the
me.
ground. Just as you kind of get, you're like making your way. Take 6 points of falling damage as you
Jerry,
land on the ground.
We've encountered some arachnids. Attempted to climb. Failed.
What would be the more scientific name for an arachnid?
Arachnid?
Like more like how like the science was
Oh.
like Dios
Arachnicus deathicus?
Yeah, something like that.
Arachnus, prosticus,
Deathicus?
galexicus.
Yep.
Testilicus?
I say 6 points of damage.
6 points of falling damage.
Alright, I'm going to start climbing up the side of the wall.
Okay. Give me, give me acrobatics, because you're kind of nimble and a little bit stronger than the others.
I'll just go hit.
15.
15. It's weird. It's very hard to find the proper foot and handhold, but you stretch and the last minute you kind of feel Aaron grab you by the wrist, kind of yank you out, and he sets you down on the side.
I'm going to pick up Jerry
Okay.
and say, hold on to me, and then I'm going to.
vine
Yeah.
like fingers going in
And we got all
Yeah.
the people?
roots.
All the people are up and recovered. The last of the equipment they could salvage has been brought up. And just as the two of you, but give me acrobatics with advantage because you're using your vine form.
Gosh, I got a 4 and a 6. So acrobatics, that would be a whole of 8.
A whole of 8. So you're clinging onto her back. You watch as the vines shoot out, and the problem with the way she does this, it kind of erodes at the natural structures that she's interacting with. You feel all your vines immediately come loose as all the area just crumbles underneath your vines. And the debris and you and Jerry are now falling backwards, Give me a deck save to see how much damage you guys
Can
take.
I make sure I'm putting him on my front so he's not taking the damage?
Oh, he's gonna take damage
Well, I
because
mean,
there's
like,
boulders
I know,
coming
but
down
I
with
want him
you.
to, like, you know.
Advantage on your deck save.
As I'm standing at the top, I'm gonna be and seeing the spiders coming out.
It's
I'm
11.
shooting them with fire arrows.
Give me some d20s and see how well
11.
that goes. 11?
I got a
So-
14.
Yeah, the two of you come crashing down. Take another 4 points of falling damage. Take 5 points of falling damage. As
First,
vine and rubble and just a cloud of frost and dust come billowing out.
23
23.
and 15.
You watch as the swarm's going to go around it or get crisped in it as soon as they go off. You're kind of shocked for a moment there and looking at Willa. And you watch as like a swarm of tiny spiders
Do I get
just kind of come immediately over you. And you feel dozens of tiny bites on your skin.
I will definitely lift him above the if I can.
Yeah, as a reaction, you scoop them up and spiders are falling off of them. Take 4
Ow.
points of piercing damage and give me a con save, please. And you're resistant to poison, correct?
No, I don't think so.
As a
No,
halfling,
you're psychic build.
Yeah,
That's
I am
right.
half psychic.
Oh, halflings are resistant to poison.
he's
He's
currently a
not
halfling.
really completely a halfling. It's a problem.
More?
Yeah, keep going. Give me 2 sets of those.
So 17.
Natty 20.
Okay, so you're
So
good. You don't get
24.
poisoned.
Okay.
Oh, she
and
got
a
an extra
4,
20.
a
Is that-
6.
is that a heroic
Natty
thing?
20
Okay.
and a 6.
Okay, so I'll say with that natty 20, you can describe a heroic action to give these two more time to get out of there.
The spiders that are, heading towards them, I would like to shoot just in front of them and to dissuade them from, continuing forward.
Like literally 2 feet in front of you, a fireball just implodes outward and sets all these spiders on fire. And you can see Jade is up there just repeatedly just hammering these flame arrows down into them. Willis scoops you up again.
Can I throw him up?
Give me a strength check to see how well you do that.
Can I catch him?
So try.
Oh.
2.
Oh.
What'd you get?
The 2 plus 3, 5.
As you're shooting, you just see Jerry go straight up in the air in front of you, like right directly
I'm
back
sorry, I'm trying.
for 4 more points
Oh
of falling
my God.
damage.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Shooting again?
Don't
Yeah,
touch
go
me.
for it.
I'm trying to help.
Yeah, those ones are bad. 10
Yeah,
and
that
a
one-
7.
yeah. The one overshoots, one undershoots. The two of you knows that the swarms
They do
are
still,
getting closer. Oh yeah.
catch fire. So,
I'm running. I'm running in the hole.
You're going back towards the spiders.
Into the
Oh, wait,
hole?
no. No, because they're coming out of that one area, right?
no,
Yeah.
they're coming. Well,
There's
they're
only
coming
one
out of
way
the
in.
hole.
There's only one way into the cavern. They're coming up out of the cavern.
Yeah,
into
but there's the
tunnel that
hole's
you were
this
in.
big, right?
Yes,
And then on one side's the hole.
there's a few of them. Yeah.
Okay, are they
The
all
other
coming-
hole that you originally saw was down by the larger cavern
Yeah.
that led up out into the moonlight.
right.
So all you can see is just like little serrations and crevices and things that have been gouged out in this space.
Yeah. I'm gonna run toward where the destroyed wagons are.
Okay, so you're back in the middle of the wagons. That's where those spiders are swarming.
Oh, that's where they're swarming.
Yeah.
I don't want to swarm there.
And Will is like right there beside you, just looking at the debris and
Let me think what I'm gonna
destruction
do.
she just wrought.
Let me know when I fire again.
Yeah, you feel Aaron's hand on your shoulder. Keep up the fire. Try and get him out. And more ropes are dropping at
Okay.
this point.
Grab the rope.
I'm gonna telekinesis out. It's like a mage hand spell, basically.
Okay, in front of everybody. There's a lot of people staring at this right now.
I don't care.
Give me a charisma save.
You can totally grab the rope, and they can maybe.
Yeah, but
Seven.
he's panicky.
A 7.
Yeah, you're in full flight of
Right.
panic. You don't care. As you're shooting, you feel Aaron's hand on your shoulder, and you go to grab one of the ropes to finally say "fuck it" and get me out of here. You're like,
Yeah, it's like the
you're,
ground's
you're-
too.
yeah, you're now getting pulled out as they tell you to loop it around your waist.
Mhm.
You guys watch as Jerry just floats up, and then onto the edge of the pit.
Why didn't you do that at the beginning, Jerry?
Oh no, you failed your charisma. You're still running. You're heading for the Bardo.
I'm running as I'm floating, so I go.
The minute he lands on the ground, he's already.
I'm running toward the
Jay,
pile.
did you know Jerry could do that?
I may have seen him do that at some point over the last 2 years, but I don't remember.
You guys all hear this
Why didn't he catch
strange
himself when he was
echo.
falling?
Like as you're running, you hear this echoey sound just kind of burp out of the cavern. All the spiders stop and back away and just kind of gradually fall away. You can hear this thrumming noise, like something's leaving, like something's going deeper and away from what just happened.
Oh, so the
You don't
The
hear
blob
that. You're
ones.
running.
Yeah, you're running for the Vardo.
I think that big wormy thing just went deeper.
It'll be back.
that's what she said.
So you guys managed to recover some of the equipment. You managed to recover all the survivors. They're ill, but they get dispersed amongst like some of the other wagons at this point.
Medicine
and,
check.
Yeah, you can make a couple medicine checks to figure out what they.
If they are in
12.
if
12?
some of them are unconscious, I'm just gonna feed them some
14.
good berries.
yeah,
I got
okay.
10 of those.
Yeah, you're kind of going around getting
Ooh,
good
natty 20.
berries.
Don't-
You begin to realize they're suffering from like a weird kind of frosty, like a frost necrotic poison that's like slowed their heart rate
Okay.
and slowed the way their blood flow is, so that if they died, it would take them a long time to rot.
I'm going to tell the
I-
other people taking care of the people.
I'll
that-
assist with my medical knowledge,
Are you even able to at
Are
the
you
moment?
probing?
He's probing.
but I can cure him with more hit points if I
Mhm.
probe someone.
Yeah.
So I can do 1d4. I can make my medicine check. If I make my medicine check, I can instead of doing 1 hit point and bringing him back, I can actually cure him 1d4 hit point.
Correct.
I've got a question.
When I get
So I have a natural resistance to poison and disease. Yeah. If I were to say, I don't know, cover these good berries with sap or blood, as you of my,
Sure.
Her blood.
Yeah.
Sap.
Gross, but
Yeah.
cool.
would it help with the poison?
I mean, we eat
Don't know.
maple.
Give it a try.
Okay.
So
So
you specialize these good berries into existence and
Mhm.
give it to them. As far as you can tell, that I mean, they look a little better.
whoever I probe, I rolled a 16
Okay.
for my medicine check.
So collectively as a group,
And I would just
yeah, collectively
Let's
as a
go.
group, you guys managed to get them on their feet, help Aaron and the other taskers kind of get everybody dispersed into the proper location, to the proper camps, get everything organized. Aaron makes a decision. Time to pull the caravan further down the road, just in case. So it's no longer a wintry condition, but the road's not in great condition.
Oh,
The horses
You're
are
gonna give those people
suffering
their
a
money
bit,
back.
but they've been taken care of.
I will.
And quickly through the evening, wagons are getting put back together again. And within an hour, you guys are on the road, 2:00 in the morning, feeling this caravan. Everyone's exhausted, tired. And you just feel the caravan pull further down the road. And about just before dawn of the fourth day,
yeah.
you guys find a new spot.
50.
Yeah, because that was the fourth day that
Oh,
you lost
sorry.
because
I
of
wrote
the
it down.
weather. So just as it's dawning on the 5th day, Aaron just looks at everybody exhausted, rubbing their eyes, not getting any proper sleep. As the remaining surviving wagons, pull a good 20 miles ahead of where they were. The road conditions were pretty rough, but find new shelter off the side of the road, and just in case, a little extra looking around, and all of you just fall asleep the moment that you find some steady pace. And
Can I
Yeah.
grow into a tree?
yeah, you
Is it too cold still?
it's cold out, but it's
Normal
not
cold?
in the weather right now, so it's not blizzard conditions, which was really causing most of the problems. By the time you guys all wake up, it is afternoon on day 5.
Okay.
The weather's abated. Somebody give me a new D20 on the 5th day of
Your turn.
travel.
No, I did that.
No, he did the first 220. I did the second one, caused the storm, the rock, the
You're right.
ice
Is
storm.
there spiders and everything else that bad that happened?
Maybe. He might have already had that planned.
Oh no.
That was all
9.
me. Excellent.
That was 4 ones in a row.
9.
Oh, for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I rolled a lot of ones.
What'd you get?
9.
9? The afternoon looks good. No weather. Things seem to have calmed down. You can hear some of the camp actually laughing and eating, realizing they're getting a late start to the day. But this has added days to the trip, unfortunately. And the decision is made to hunker down here, use the good conditions to disperse and get everybody recovered. And you guys have this afternoon till evening to do whatever you want to do.
So we're
Yes.
staying here for
Yeah, the
the
caravan's decided not to move on this day.
Okay.
Take advantage of the good weather and recover.
I want to check on the people who are injured and the ones that I gave the good berries on,
Okay.
and see if there's a notable difference between the ones that I gave the berries to
Do a
and the ones that
medicine check as you kind of do a little research.
That's another one.
Yeah, no idea. Hard
Yeah.
to tell.
How many ones am I
I'm gonna
rolling
do
today?
medicine.
Enough for
checks.
me, I would have thrown that dice away.
Oh no.
I gave her another dice. She's still rolling that.
Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
because I rolled a 4, a 2, and a 3 on the
The one
first
I
3.
gave.
Yeah, so
She's got the Will Wheaton curse tonight.
that's okay. I rolled some good ones too. I rolled
What are you doing?
8
While you're-
medicine.
16s,
Medicine.
and-
So you're checking on
16.
the survivors as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
18.
18. Examining a couple of the ones that were a little bit worse off than the others, you begin to realize that they were slowly succumbing to this weird necrotic poison. It seemed to cause them to freeze and slow down their natural circulation. As far as you could tell, these Arctic spiders or these ice spiders, I mean, they're dangerous, but more than likely, you guys kind of accidentally came upon a nest. But I would say, with the two of you in quiet contemplation trying to figure out how the survivors are doing, really doesn't explain what caused the collapse. What are you doing with your afternoon and early evening?
Did it look like maybe the ice giant or frost giant maybe made the collapse?
But without going back and doing more investigation.
Well, I got a 20 survival when I was looking over
I mean, it afforded you at least enough knowledge and information to tell you it was unnatural.
Yeah.
Something caused it.
Yeah, I'll check on the information that Proby has about some of the poisoned people that I probed. And
Is there
if I
any
could get
that are doing better
anything
than
about,
others?
any information about possibly the poison, that the creature that made it.
Yeah, give me a medicine check
Okay.
as you process the information.
I got a 19.
19. You actually take a small blood sample from one of the victims. You isolate the way the poison was organized, what it's capable of doing. It's a protein-based poison, and it's designed purposely to slow the heart down to keep the person alive and keep them alive for an extended period of time to allow the spiders to consume them while they're alive.
Right.
And you begin to realize that that's kind of what's required for their metabolism to maintain their ability to exist in such a cold environment. And now that you've isolated it,
Terrifying.
you could possibly, given enough time, produce it and maybe even make this poison if you chose to try. You've got enough information,
Can you make an antivenom?
possibly.
Well, I don't know
You
if
should've
the
rubbed
berries
the
was
spiders.
helping. Yeah, it's like I don't know if it was the berries helped the people that I gave it to, but I'm gonna go around to the ones that I didn't give it to because there were like 2 dozen, right? So
21.
21 of them.
21 of them. Well, I'm to 10 other ones that I didn't go to last time. I'm going because I got 10 berries. I'm gonna give it to the other 10, and that the last person's hopefully not gonna die. Might give him one tomorrow. Maybe it's helping. Maybe it's not.
I mean, I'll say the general attitude and the ability to help all these injured people is definitely allowing them to recover much more efficiently and quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and don't forget to return that money that you took.
I won't forget.
Oh, geez.
I'm helping take care of them.
Yes, you are not suspicious at all as you look into the.
I'm looking at the Vardos.
Don't forget to click off your long rest as well.
Oh.
You would have had one by the
So-
afternoon.
Click it off. Click it off.
We have no click.
So,
Well, you know what I mean.
so,
If you used anything or took any damage.
Oh, yeah, I just-
so
several
what
times.
she really meant, possibly, I'm gonna roll insight,
Yeah.
is that because she helped them, that's the fee that she's charging them,
I didn't say that.
the money that she took.
Give me an insight roll if you want to.
Yeah, I'm going to. Then she's gonna tell me if that's the case. And
up to her.
don't lie.
It's up to her.
Let's see, what's my insight?
I feed them seeds and I make them grow. And I get into the
I got a 19.
19.
They recover. I'll give them money.
Now, now there's another part of it. If they recover, great.
She does seem to keep changing her explanation each time.
Dr.
Sure.
Kevorkian in here.
Not really.
Oh, you're missing 80 gold. Here, take this. Go toward the light. How far will you go? Okay. No, this is
The
interesting.
angel of death.
No, this is interesting because, yes.
It's like we all have our
They
quirks.
still have to, be not dead. I mean, they're not dead, but they gotta make it.
The feline humanoid. Feline humanoid
Gold won't make them
Notice
get better
gift.
faster.
Oh my god.
obtains items that do not belong to her. And when given the choice of whether or not to return them to the people that they are rightfully theirs, she decides not to do that and then makes up another story about she can't do that. Very interesting. It's deception, and I'm intrigued by it.
Craven, avarice. I've got to be gluttony.
Or spontaneity.
Or horrible
As-
rollingness.
Day 5 is
That'd be
mostly
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'd be
lazy,
slow.
can't roll nothing but a 1.
Day 5 is mostly just recover time. Everybody gets back on their feet.
Can't do anything without taking half my hit points of damage, so I have to be careful.
I do want to use
Well,
plant
you get
growth
them
in
back
this
when you long
area.
rested, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But still.
But the evening comes and goes. The morning of day 6 gets started. Somebody roll me a d20, please.
That last
Went
person.
next, so
Yes,
it's
that's
back to
I went
me.
last, so it's
Mhm.
you said D6.
Back to that one guy gets good berries. I'm gonna keep giving them good berries. But
Okay.
it may be
I
hard
don't
for
know
them
if
to
they
eat
stack.
solid food the way they are, so like it'll give them the
Maybe.
food. So it's like that's the 10. It's like 10 good berries for.
Okay. What'd you
Well,
get?
the
12.
long rest.
12?
Did you do it
It's a
again?
good travel
on
day.
day 6.
Okay.
Willa, go ahead and give me animal handling, just to make sure the cart doesn't do anything nefarious.
That would be a 10.
So, the caravan does okay, but traveling that little bit at night has put the schedule off slightly. As by the afternoon, late afternoon, the caravan comes into the outskirts of Gawick. And you could see an unusual number of snowdrifts. The road's been slightly cleared up to a point near the outskirts of the Gawick small town. And you can see other caravans now cloistered outside of the spot, as this is one of the more major jumping off points before you head into the Othanzia Highlands and the Othanzia ice wastes that'll eventually bring you to the crossroad town. And then eventually the crossroad town is the jump off point north up into Vasselheim. And let me find that for you. The crossroad community has become known as
I would love to know exactly where we are. Are we making a beeline from here to Vasselheim? Is there a path straight?
you're literally going straight east And then once you get to the crossroad community in the middle of the Othanzia Highlands,
I mean, if this is east and this is west, because you said before that this is east, that means
sorry.
this must be north.
Well, let me see your map.
Just pretend you know where you're at.
Well, because I remember you told us once that the mountains were to the
Map's
east.
upside down. So, you guys are right
Typical
here.
Plant-based humanoid. Can't read a
You
map.
guys are right here.
Uh-huh.
So you're currently going straight.
South.
This is no. This.
Oh,
would be
because
north.
you told us before that those
And
mountains.
that was incorrect.
Okay.
You're going north.
Because
This is
I have
north.
written down that those mountains were on the east. Okay.
So this is north,
Uh-huh.
right? So you're currently going north, and then you're gonna go. Technically, you're gonna go west. You're gonna go west until you hit the mid Othanzian wastes,
Uh huh.
and then you'll make an angled shot up into Vasselheim.
Oh.
And the crossroad community in the Othanzian waste is
Like something like that.
yep, exactly like that.
Let me see.
Oh.
So each one of these points was a city that we went to, and we're
Yeah.
now.
And the crossroad community is called Winchleach, and it is a major city. It's
That's where
the
we're headed towards?
Huh?
That's where we're headed towards?
You're outside of Galwick right now, but
And
after
this is
Galwick,
Galwick?
yeah. So after Galwick, in about 3 or 4 days, you'll be at the crossroads city known as Winchleach, and once there, you take that straight shot up into Vasselheim through the Valspire.
Is that right? So, what is the when you just said the crossroad
Winchleach?
Winchleach?
Yes.
Is that right before the forest, or
No, it's about 3 days journey to get to the edge of the Valspire.
so it's like it's in between?
Yes.
Okay.
And
Where
this-
did the wolves attack us?
down at that spot right there at the
Where did the
mountains.
spiders attack us?
I'm gonna punch you in your face.
Where did he say? Where did he say? Where did he say? I want to put it on the
I'm
map.
messing with you.
I actually want these things on the map. I'm supposed to be doing this.
Well, we
They're
were
on the map.
here.
It's a role playing game.
That was the last city, right?
In your
That
imagination,
was,
you have a detailed,
shut,
beautiful
shade,
map
shade,
that you
shut,
painted the whole way.
So being on the outskirts of
Shahi.
Galwick,
Shahi. This would be Shahi.
So just before
So
that.
there's
Then.
Yes,
just
I'm listening.
outside.
Shaky.
I'm trying to find where.
Okay. 42.
Oh, the
Or was,
eastern. Okay. Yeah.
he said Luga was
So yeah, Luca was like what?
Yeah.
West.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say. Well, no, technically leaving the Devil's Grin day 1, day 2, and then going. Yeah, I would say going that direction.
Just
But
west.
but barely a jump out.
Yeah, like
yeah, because we
Yeah.
only it was
Yeah,
only a
it
couple
goes.
hours.
Always bring a traveling cartographer.
okay.
That'd be about right.
Hey, he signed me the role. I'm just trying to live up to it. You know?
It's,
That's kind of true. You are a cartographer within the Azure Hammer,
You did that.
right? Totally by accident. Giggity.
how do you sign up to like be with a whole new crew? Like for the next
We're going back to Vasselheim to, end our.
Yeah, it's the end of the season.
yes.
Possibly renegotiate new contracts and get involved with new opportunities. You never
Yes.
know. Get butchered in your sleep.
No,
Yes.
I don't want to be butchered in my sleep. Because
So-
I'd become firewood, and that's just wrong.
You get the feeling that a lot of caravans took shelter outside of Galwick with that sudden freak storm that had come in.
Okay.
And so most of the fairgrounds out here are covered in snow and ice. It's congested. But as usual, Aaron manages to secure location for all the wagons. But Galwick's a pretty major community. The last time you guys went through here, the regent in charge of Galwick goes by the name of Lord Owen. He's human, kind of lives the part of a typical noble, lives a very ostentatious lifestyle, but insists that Galwick kind of be kept up and is purposely kept to be very nice. there's a dwarven tavern here, run exclusively by an infamous brewer dwarf. Who he runs a tavern called the Cross Spears. There's also a Azure Hammer Guild Hall that's located here, so it affords you an opportunity to have rooms for free, maybe get a more comfortable rest, access to good food. There are also at least maybe 5 or 6 merchant centers located in Galwick.
Ooh, let's go shopping.
What's the
I
name
have
of the
no money.
taverns? Seven
I have your money.
Dwarf Tavern.
The Cross
I know.
Spears.
That's fine. Let's go shopping.
Okay.
5 to 6 shops.
Spear? What? I'm sorry. I was writing
The
something.
Cross
Cross
Spears.
Spear. Sorry.
No,
I
that's
didn't want
fine.
to ask you again.
I know the.
Okay, and then merchant area.
All right. What's the inn called?
It's cross spears.
No, that was the tavern.
I thought the inn.
There's not a traditional inn here.
Okay.
Sorry,
The
so
Azure
it's
Hammer
Bardos.
Guild Hall
Azure Hammer
is
Guild
here.
Hall.
And they're pretty much act like an inn because a lot of the people coming and going right now work for the Azure Hammer.
Mm-hmm.
So it affords you the opportunity to have like good rooms, good
And I
food.
assume if you're not part
potentially.
of them, then you could probably sleep
Yeah,
at the tavern or
it's
something.
kind of like American
Yeah.
Airlines, the Platinum Lounge. If you don't have the card, you don't get in.
Darn.
All right. So we get the Vardo situated and then head into Galwick.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to find us a different mode of transportation.
Good luck with it. So we're gonna.
Flying really is best.
I'm not a fan.
That actually reminds me. Why didn't you catch yourself when you had the ability to do that before in the pit? You just let yourself fall and get hurt.
5 falling down.
You don't know me. I'm just kidding.
That's why I'm asking, Jerry.
I don't know why I
So-
didn't do it. Probably because I was trying to escape the spiders and didn't think about it.
I'm sorry that my throwing just afforded you more damage, but if you had used your ability, you wouldn't have gotten that damage. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. Don't throw me anymore.
Only if you don't need it and you can make yourself fly.
Okay.
And keep your tendrils off me also. Using the spider poison, I want to make like a weed killer
Make a weed killer.
specifically.
So you guys spend the
Formulated.
afternoon getting the Vardo situated, find one of the local campsites out on the fairgrounds. This particular area that you're in is referred to as the Lions District.
The Lions
You
District.
guys are currently in the Lions District outside of Galwick.
That's where our Vardos are parked.
Like on the edge of the district. It's not a walled city or a walled town. It's an open town. It's considered somewhat of a caravan town because of the amount of people coming and going into the frontier area,
So is-
as well as pilgrims coming up from Shoreham.
So is there like a light pole with like a picture of a lion so we know where we're parked?
Yeah.
Is that
The
what it is?
5.
Please
It
tell me.
says Timon and Pumbaa.
No. I
Where are you
want
parked, Timon?
Mufasa. Mufasa.
We're parked in
Do they have like
Mufasa.
a?
No, we're not parked in Mufasa. We're
I
parked
get
in
the
Scar.
tram into town.
Oh, God.
Like, oh, does this tram go to Vasselheim?
So we head into town and check in at the guild hall and then head over to the merchant area.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm
As you-
following you.
Yeah, you guys enter into the Lions
you
District.
don't have to.
I mean, are you going with them or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what? You're still in your
We're not
halfling
going
form?
to the merchant area first.
Okay.
We're going to the Azure Hammer guild hall first.
And coming into the Lions District, you can't help but notice that everybody's heavily furred up. Like, I mean, it's,
So are we.
everybody's dressed for winter at the beginning of spring, which is a little bit unusual, but the storm definitely kind of created some unusual situations. Coming into the
Even Ivory's wearing a coat.
Well, yeah. Oh God.
I'm just wearing my little halfling short pants
Yeah.
and like a tunic and like a little waistcoat.
Ivory's wearing a coat made of wolf fur.
I'm wearing clothes that looks like it might be clothes, but it's more my bark
Fair point.
hiding things.
Coming in the Lions District, the first thing you notice is that there is a rather busy, crowded shop front that you're immediately walking by. You see a big sign on the top called Shadoo's Woodwork.
Woodwork.
Seems to be catering to anybody doing any kind of like furniture carvings or needing any wood manufacture done.
See,
Um,
you flesh beings love the fine art of the dead. You should
Yes.
not be upset about my wolf skull.
You also notice
no.
a very small looking tavern in the same Lions District. It's referred to as the Sly Trickster.
Sly.
The Sly Trickster. It's predominantly for drinking and gambling. That's pretty much all you can do there. It's very small. The last time you came through here was kind of known for its Othanzia and brandy, as well as its Vasselheim, what do you call it, the Vasselheim cognac that's done here. They bring in rare wines and brandy grapes to kind of like use as part of the brewing process. Musical Geek, thank you for the follow, appreciate it. And you're just passing through crowds of traders and marketers and people that are just kind of like either trying to stock up on goods to make the next leg of their journey. You pass in.
I want to buy more coal.
Well, you happen to pass into the market district, and once in the market district, looking to your right, you could see the large 3-story massive structure that seems to take up the predominance of the building structures here. And you could see the Azure Hammer Guild Hall. Its wealth, its influence on this town is kind of purposely being noted at this point. You notice as well, there seems to be a series of signs pointing to other parts of the community. There's a sign pointed to a place called the Asylum. It seems to be a place where the justices and the local marshals kind of keep control and law and order at this point. You would also see a shrine dedicated to Lominar, a very obscure kind of local lesser deity that some of the more local indigenous folks kind of tend to worship. This part of town is very kind of it's muddy, it's not well kept, but beyond the market district you can see a district called the Throne Farthing, and it all kind of is like housing built in the side of the hillscape. At the very top you can just see the Regent's Manor. It's this gaudy 3-story structure, very much intended for everyone to see it. And the three of you would know the Azure Hammer is definitely in the loop with the Regent here. And this is one of those communities that the Azure Hammer spends a great deal of time kind of fostering and influencing and making sure that if they want things to come and go from the frontier, that people don't ask too many questions and businesses can run cheaply here. But in the market section that you're in right now, everything's like kiosk and wagons, all like open air trades all around you. Nothing really specific, but it's just, imagine like a swap meet of like 100 wagons and every opportunity that you can see.
I want to find more coal
Okay.
because.
But you're
to make
making your way
sure
to
that we're
the
more-
Azure Hammer Guild Hall first.
Yeah.
Come through the giant wooden
Sure you are.
doors, big kind of like muscly kind of Vasselheim individual inside. Look, hi, travelers of the hammer, gonna see Bob's place. Good. As accorded, everything here for you is free. What can I get you?
Like a room for the night.
Individuals, groups, accommodations can be held either way.
I don't really need a room, but I do appreciate that it is available.
I would like a room.
Okay, room for you. Would you like your own room?
Yes.
Good. Key for you. Key for you. I don't know why you don't want the room, but
She just wants to sleep in the courtyard.
oh, this is a garden space. Can be used if you choose to.
Thank you. I appreciate the offer.
You're welcome.
How are your flowers and vegetation doing?
Don't know. We don't get flowers here. It's cold.
It's so unfortunate. I should change that. I should change that indeed.
Give me
Will it?
intimidation
They'll
check.
just die.
You hear my voice in your head? You need to speak
17.
up. He can't hear you.
I should change that.
17.
17.
I have no charisma.
Yeah, he's just looking at you like, I'm not responsible for the grounds. I take care of the interior space and the people coming and going.
Don't worry. If it's okay with you, I would like to help the growth of the area.
Does it require that you go outside now to do it
Not
and
the
therefore
moment.
leave?
Not the moment.
Well,
That's
we're,
unfortunate.
we're gonna go anyway.
Well, as you know, lunch in the afternoon, which you've already missed, dinner in the evening, all taken care of. As always, do not bring guests or strangers into the space. As your hammer clientele.
Just Ivory.
Yes. Well met. Good luck.
Just fight him in water.
They'll be fine.
Yeah, he just kind of
Have a
pretends to
nice
work
day.
very figuratively as Willa kind of leaves her mark yet again.
Okay, let's go back to the market stalls. And I
Okay.
want to find coal.
Give me a perception check and just kind of look around.
More
Anything
coal
particular
for
you're looking for?
no.
Yeah, I'm keeping my eye out for a few things.
Yeah, I bet you are.
11.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
First of all, I want to get some, some wire, some little pieces of metal, things like that I can make some things with, stock up on that stuff.
Yeah.
So I can make some of the, noisemakers and things like that. And then I also want to look at people that sell modes of transportation.
He also wants to find unconscious people to probe.
No.
And that's always easy in the bars.
So you're looking for
People
like
saying
just
things?
People that make wagons, people that make other modes of transportation, particularly flying vehicles, because it's so stupid to use wheels at this point. I mean, they always break. You're on the ground. There's spiders.
give me investigation for you as
Okay.
you begin to kind of you're staying alongside Jade and kind of looking around, see if there's anything.
Investigation.
And Willow, what are you doing with your time?
I don't have any money. So I'm kind of sticking with Jade.
Okay.
Because
I
I'll
would-
buy her stuff.
I would
Okay.
love to go to a blacksmith at some point.
So
So
13.
13.
Not too great, but
Everything here is related to the maintenance of Vardos, wagons, carts. There doesn't really seem to be alternate transportation that you can see. But there are a lot of either curio shop, like not traditional shops, but like wagons selling curiosities or just kind of odds and ends and bits and bobs that could be used for building, maintaining, or doing kind of like medium to rudimentary crafting.
okay.
Like
Some flat pieces of thin metal, some
Yeah.
wire,
Tin
maybe
foil?
some gears.
tinfoil make into a hat.
Yeah.
There's plenty of general goods wagons around here that are either selling wood, coal,
we probably could get
Um,
another wheel.
peat logs, and kind of the typical things people buy.
I bring the wolf pelt so that we can trade it.
Okay.
Both of them. We have a
I know what I'm gonna do.
dire wolf, or the alpha wolf pelt, and then a regular wolf pelt
Okay.
that we
You
didn't
can
make.
see a kind of very burly furbog working at one of the wagons, kind of taking up huge crates of coal and like, setting them down and kind of organizing his two wagons he has opened up with general goods at this point.
Find a tanner.
It's normally a tanning or pelting community. Normally you can sell your raw uncured furs here and they get shipped off to someone that might do it.
But not
Okay. Furbog
However-
sees you approach. Oh well. A lot of people train those.
There were a lot of wolves that attacked.
Yeah, I heard.
They were smarter than the average wolf.
They liked.
Yeah.
2 gold for that.
Okay.
Now. 2 gold pieces for that fur.
Well, no, I'll still trade. I mean, with all these pilgrims arriving, and then furs are needed. Yeah.
Pilgrims.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know the ones from Marquette? They kind of show up looking like you, wearing shorts and Marquette. It's cold here.
He knows it's cold. We've been here for like 2 years.
Oh.
Brr. I forgot about that. Yes, it is very cold here.
Maybe you should wear one of the wolf pelts.
I should
No,
maybe.
they need to be tanned and cured.
Your passive perception.
My passive perception is.
I thought it was pretty good.
It is pretty good.
But it's good to know the exacts.
Perception.
Shoot, I don't have my passive perception. How do you find your passive
Yeah,
perception?
It's your
modifier plus 10.
10 plus your
yeah.
modifier?
It's 10 plus your modifier, so
Wisdom?
14.
14?
Sure.
What's yours, Jade?
12.
12? What's yours, Willa?
13.
15? Okay, good to know. Goes well, so what can I do for you fine folk? I mean, are you sure you're not from Marquette? Because you're not cold, huh, little feller?
No. Well, I know I'm supposed to be, but
An interesting looking look about you. Very interesting, unique
Ar-
look.
Marquette.
Anyways, what can I get you?
Marquette.
You-
Okay.
Just trading the.
The passive would also add your proficiency too, I think.
But we don't
But
use
we
We
don't
don't
exactly.
have proficiency. Oh, but my proficiency is my dex. Trading these wolf pelts.
How many you got?
Well, we got one of the alpha wolf pelts. And
Oh,
then
that's a big
regular-
one. Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big one.
Yeah.
Well, what do you need?
Cool.
I do. I've got,
And some food.
sure. I mean, nothing fancy, but the basics to get you through. Most of it's in tins, Being out here, can't really get fresh food that often anymore.
Ooh, frozen beans. Might chip a tooth.
Frozen bean. Well, no, that's not what's in. It's not how tins work. But okay. You sure you've been here before?
Canned tuna.
We've
We
been
can't
here
do that.
before, haven't we?
Yeah, we've been here.
You have.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. A long
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
months.
No,
You
we've
have a
we've been
fur
out here for
coat?
2 years.
2 years. Well, we keep going back and forth. This was the
Sure,
that
I've got
currently
some.
rotation.
Just got some basic casual fur wearing coats down. I'm
Halfling
making
size?
so many of them from all these pelts I'm getting. Shouldn't be a problem.
Can we
I
trade
mean,
one?
Halfling
Yeah,
I
size?
don't know about your. Give me a moment here. He looks around. He goes over to one of the other wagons and he throws open a crate. It's like throwing things up in the air. And... oh yeah, here you go. Yeah, part of the trade.
So I put that on.
Okay,
Oh, I
Pretty much look like a-
armor now.
you pretty much look like a pimp.
Give a cane
Is it like a smoking jacket?
and a fur hat with a feather. Purple, please.
I give you a flower instead.
I would like some shoes with
Cherry
platform
pimp.
about this long. Sorry.
Frozen goldfish in the heels.
Yeah. Frozen. No, spiders.
Frozen spiders.
What about
Arctic spiders
What
in
about
the
that?
heels.
How about that beetle thing you have in the
Oh,
heart?
that's right.
Can you put that in there?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a beetle. I thought it was more.
Glad
like
to
I keep
take
imagining a
those
beetle
pelts off
somewhere
your
around.
hand for some of this coats and coal and food. That's a good trade. I'll take that trade.
Okay.
I have an idea.
Yes.
What else does he have in this shop?
You could see like knickknacks and curios. Give me perception as you kind of look a
I
little
want a
closer.
flint and tinder.
You want what?
Flint and tinder.
Yeah, you kind of
6.
takes that in trade as well. Six. I mean, he's got a lot of like little spice containers and like little strange curios and like you'll see a spool of copper wire,
Perfect.
but then you'll see like an empty like flower pot that doesn't make it's just like things
Yeah,
that maybe he's been collecting and
Right, it's
gathering,
junk.
just kind of
So
yeah.
Kinda
Some
like
of it's
a
junk, but
thrift
some of them
shop.
might have
Yeah.
value.
Thrift shop.
we have.
Yeah.
20
I'm gonna go
pounds-
around opening jars and
Yeah.
opening them.
We have 20 pounds of wolf meat. Let's look at the spices.
Yeah, I mean there's chili flakes and
We're still
salt
gonna
and
eat wolf
varieties
meat.
of
Been eating wolf meat.
peppers and there's like curing spices that you've seen before and maybe you could smoke some of that meat. You can see where there's some preservation spices that he has. You also see like a porcelain doll head that's cracked and just kind of lying on its side, and you find a small thin stack of sheets of metal of like tin and like brass and copper. It's just a little bit of everything in his wagons that you can see.
I'm gonna pick up the porcelain doll head.
Oh, you like that? Pretty cool, isn't it? Found that up in the Velspar one day. Just sitting there on the ground. No one seemed to want it. I just picked it up, took it. You want to buy it? 2 silver?
No.
Craft it, turn it into something. So watch this. You turn it upside down. It's a bowl. It's got a hole on top of it. All right. No?
Balespire.
No, that's good. Valspar.
It's outside of Vasselheim.
Okay.
Not the woods.
No, that's the Vesper Timberlands.
Sorry, Vasper Timberlands is what I meant.
Okay, I'm like,
It's the accent.
It's like, where's the Bales?
I want to try to find a
Balespire. I'm like, where's Balespire?
Okay. Not too hard. There's a couple active blacksmithies nearby that do
Yeah, after
a
this,
lot of-
we want to go to the blacksmiths.
do like a lot of repairs and wheel repairs and stuff.
I'm gonna get some spices for the meat.
Okay. So 2 silver, just to kind of, take what you need outside of the pelt exchange. They all come back. Good to.
You have a nice day.
It will. Sure, it's gonna get nicer.
I hold my hand out like this.
Shakes it.
Where did you think I was from?
Marquette.
You look a little Marquesian. No hair. Kind of pale. Maybe a little too pale. But you're kind of wearing like desert clothes.
What's the coordinates of that location?
Don't know what that means.
How many days of food did we trade for?
A week.
Easy. All right. Thank you.
You got it, buddy. He watches. He kind of writes something down after he talks to you.
What did you write down?
Oh, nothing. The trade that we made. So
Insight check.
All right. I'm gonna.
Can I do? That's like
you what?
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't care.
I think.
Probably makes sense.
Oh, that's the thing I did have that advantage on because I was trying to study people.
Yeah.
It's only a 9 plus 3, so 12.
Well, yes, that makes sense.
I
He
milled
just traded
that dice
pelt
down.
and sold you some kit. So just write something down in a book. And
Can
Is
I
that
see what
something
you wrote?
people often do?
if you want to
Nice,
keep
yeah.
track of your wealth, yeah, kind of. I'm not very good with math. I mean, I got to write everything down or else I'll just fucking forget it all.
That's so curious. What was your name?
My name,
Yeah,
Griffin.
Griffin. That's
yeah,
a nice name.
Yeah.
Are you related to the mythical?
I was wondering, could you not stare at me like that? I'm just. It
I'm
makes
sorry.
me nervous.
I closed my eyes and I still looking.
So, your friend's weird, huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys
We're,
are done, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
good day.
We're headed to the.
Yeah, and he
Thanks.
turns around, just starts making himself busy as
Right.
best as he can.
We leave.
So we head to the blacksmith.
That kind of like
so
awkward
used to-
Willa conversation concludes.
So used to this by now.
So you,
Well, that's another place
yeah,
to
you,
go back to.
you actually head out back to the fringe of the Lion District, and there's some, I would call it industry, but there's a section called the anvil crawl. It's all these either lesser or medium-sized blacksmiths that just they're either doing repair on wagons or weapons or equipment. One kind of sticks out because there's like it's the larger of them, and you can see this burly, very heavy fur-cloaked dwarf just kind of talking to someone off to the side, and there's an exchange of coin. Sees the three of you walk up. What can I do for you? Anything you need?
I would like to examine your wares.
Is there something in particular you're looking for?
Well, I wish to learn how you do what you do, so I can do that like this.
And I create my swords like I want to be
Nice.
stronger.
I don't
She's
do
not-
witchcraft. I don't know what you mean.
Oh,
Mm.
I'm just trying to make this stronger like your swords.
The fuck is she?
She's special.
Do you have a length of sharpened steel with a handle?
He
Sword.
would like a sword
Yes.
or a dagger. You want a dagger or do you want a sword?
I'm sorry, did I startle you?
Yeah, that's not easy to do.
Would you like me
Look.
to make it go away?
Could you? That was far creepier than when it came out. Certainly. Please step into my blacksmith. We can certainly have a. Oh, my shop.
Look,
He's like stammering
let's-
over everything.
Let's go.
Just
Yeah.
kind of stares at you awkwardly. But I've got short swords, long swords. I can make custom swords for you too if you require.
Do you want a rapier?
No.
Okay.
I was asking for Willa.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
I have something else I'd like to make.
what would you like?
Take care of them first. It's complicated.
Sure. So explain to me what you were trying to do.
Well, I noticed that the steel and metal works is a quite bit tougher than it's like what I do,
Sure.
but I would like to make what I do as strong as yours. So I would like one to kind of study and make mine stronger.
You'd like what you make to be stronger by studying how we make real weapons.
Yes.
You know what?
That's yours.
I would like to absorb it really, but I don't want to.
Psychic ability, and it's giving me a headache. How much for a longsword?
Well, standard craft, 3 gold.
There
I
you
hand
go.
you. I hand,
Here.
Cool. I got a longsword, and I'm going to make
Friends, are you okay?
She's tedious.
Very spike. He makes all sorts of jokes all the time. I find him funny.
Yes, yeah. You know, it's funny when they come in from the frontier. They seem obvious. Been out there long season.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not much human interaction except for these two.
Yeah.
Not human.
It's
Yes,
been a
and they're not
while. I'm trying to slowly
Well, not.
get better again. I was a little bit better before,
You're not descended
but
from
it's
apes. You're
been a
descended
while.
from felines.
Gotcha. Anyways, anything else I can?
No, I think we're good. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm sorry if I made you unsettled.
Give me a persuasion check. Kind of
15.
15 goes, no, it's surely it's me. I'm not used to the old kind. It was startling at first, but
I'm used to that.
there's a shift in his personality for a moment. He goes, before you leave, are you saying that you're able to absorb elements?
I think so.
So if you absorb this sword that your friend bought for you, you would actually infuse the
thinking it
metal
might-
into you?
Or it will come out her arm.
That is what I'm working
If you
towards.
hack off your arm, does it grow back?
Yes.
Come back here tomorrow. Let's have
Will
a
we
conversation.
Be here. We're out of character. How long is the caravan going to be staying here?
Probably till tomorrow morning.
Okay.
He's thinking
It will
of
have to be
unlimited
the-
spear shafts right now.
He's like, his gears are going. He's like, does it hurt when you lose a limb?
Yes, it
It-
does.
in a different way. I don't feel pain
Oh.
like other people.
But
feel
it
pain.
grows back.
Eventually.
He's kind of
Will
giving
it-
off a creepy vibe
will it
right now.
Willa, come on. And I'm looking at him,
Yeah.
glaring daggers at him,
Yeah.
sharpening my claws.
Yeah, it's like,
So like
What was your
a
name?
metal infused, club.
yeah,
It'd be
he's
worth
like,
a lot more
his
money.
gears are grinding, right?
Right.
As the three of you kind of like,
Well,
Jade kind of like takes you.
Have a good day. I might not be able to see you in the morning,
It's
but
fine.
I will try.
It's fine. It's just the
What
thought.
was your
Just
name
the thought.
again?
Redbeard.
Redbeard.
Yes.
can you make this? And I show him a diagram. So this is what it is. Okay. It is a suspension system for the wheels on a Varda. Spring steel, bouncy, go, and then larger wheels so that it doesn't
Give me a
get stuck
performance
in
check
ruts.
as you're trying to describe
Okay.
it to them and what your intent is.
Yeah, larger wheels with a with a band of steel with some like tread on it,
Yeah,
that kind of thing, with some suspension.
pretty advanced for this guy, but we'll see.
Roll that good. 14.
Yeah, you begin to describe it to him, and as they're trying to move away from the dwarf, and you're now describing this diagram, all three of you hear a voice from behind you. Well, it took a while to find you, you pale-skinned fuck. But old Griffin told us where to find you.
Invisibility. And I run through just.
Before you can react,
Uh-huh.
we're finishing tonight.
No.
Now, who was it that?
I knew he was writing that down for him. I knew it.
Who was it?
Didn't turn around and see who it was. Just you heard a voice.
I know exactly who it is. Yeah, I don't have to turn around.
Oh, it's Pelcor, isn't it?
Maybe not.
Or maybe some people want to
Or
eat more.
maybe the other people that are after me.
All right, we are done for tonight, everybody. Thank you for coming out. Really do appreciate those that hung out. If not, if you have a chance to watch us on the VODs, you can watch us on the VODs or in the YouTubes. Eventually, this will be on our podcast as well. I haven't gotten around to starting this one yet because we had some technical issues at the very beginning of our sessions, but this will be on our podcast. We are still trying to fill 2 seats. So, if it takes time, it might take time, but if you happen to be in the Southern California, Riverside County area,
Or San Bernardino. maybe.
or even San Bernardino area, hit me up in the DMs or PMs.
If you really
Join our
wanna go.
Discord. Our
Slide
giveaway
into
theme.
DMs.
Our giveaway theme this month is horror. Giving away some really cool. Thanks, Chaotic Platypus, for hanging out. Really do appreciate you.
Yeah, someone help me, please.
But we are doing a horror giveaway, so join the Discord and roll a D1000 and earn a chance to win some horror stuff.
Next week would be a great time for a new player to
All
come.
right, once
Because
again,
it'd be really
it's
easy
funny
to
how my
add someone
sessions
in.
kind of always end that way, don't they?
Yeah.
But catch us tomorrow night with Denizens and Masters. I'll be here Wednesday and Thursday hanging out doing some world creation. Friday, we are taking that day off. And Saturday, I'm taking that day off as well. So we'll be back here Sunday for Dinner's Gambit. So thanks, everybody, for coming out. Stay safe. Be kind. Play a game. It's good for your mental health.
Game.
It's important. Do it. Good night,
I don't know. This game might not be.
Chaotic goes, long drive from Santa Cruz, California.
Oh, come on. We can do it.
Every week, it'll be fine.
Also,